Chapter 878. Fujian smiled awkwardly and said, I'm sorry, I have a big mouth. I'm used to joking around with the guys in my studio. We all want to be each other's fathers. Jiang Jujio looked away and said awkwardly, I'm not angry, huh? Don't hit yourself next time, it'll hurt. Fujian scratched his head, feeling that the atmosphere between the two of them was strange. He was a straight man who didn't catch Jiang Jujio's girlish sentiments at all. He quickly suggested, shall we continue then? Jiang Jujio exclaimed excitedly, yes, yes, yes. Protect E's Special Operations Team and fight. After recording the unboxing video, Xiangyi was so tired that she kept rubbing her eyes because she was a little tipsy. As soon as she left the room, she ran into Xiangyu. The young esports guru pressed the brim of his hat down and said in a muffled voice, Sis. I'm sorry. Xiangyi froze in place, completely unaware of what had happened. Xiangyu pulled off his hat, and his hair was a little messy as it covered his dark eyes. He was the closest to Xiangyi in age and could have gone to school together, but at that time, he was too childish and arrogant. He just wanted to prove that he was not inferior to Xiangyu and second brother, so he kept skipping grades. When Xiangyi was in junior high school, he had already skipped to the gifted youth class in university. Now that he thought about it, it would have been great if he could have stayed by his sister's side at that time. When you were in school, did you suffer a lot of grievances but you never told me about it? Xiangyi was confused. Don't lie to me. Xiang Feng showed her the post in a hoarse voice. Xiangyi immediately didn't know whether to laugh or cry. What kind of strange imagination is this? At that time, I shared my notes and stationery online and many stationery brands sent me products that were suitable for me. I couldn't finish them all by myself, so I lent them to others. I wasn't picky about the flavor of my afternoon tea because Grandpa made me lots of delicious food every day. I ate until I was full every day. Grandma, uncle, second brother, and third brother would also send afternoon tea and various snacks to school. As for the present, it was because I had only been in junior high school for half a year and had missed my birthday and Christmas. I prepared the card in advance, and the butler mailed it for me. My classmates didn't have my address, so they couldn't send it. Later, the class teacher called the butler and he went to get a lot of greeting cards and gifts. Xiangyu? As it turned out, he had been feeling sad for half a day, thinking that his sister had been bullied and isolated by her classmates, but it was all just his imagination? It's not true that I don't have any friends, but it's true that I don't have a lot of good friends. After all, I've been transferring schools, skipping grades, and participating in competitions. Xiangyi recalled. Actually, when I felt the loneliest, it wasn't because of friends, Xiangyu, because of what? Xiangyi said embarrassedly, it's just, when I'm the only one at home, I'll miss you guys a lot. I'll think how nice it would be if my family was always by my side. Xiang Feng said apologetically, I'm sorry, little sister. I'll definitely find time to accompany you in the future. I don't have to compete anymore. Xiangyi shook her head. Brother, don't say sorry. You didn't let me down. Mom and Dad are no longer around, so we are the closest people in the world. But, you have your own life. Brother wasn't born for me. It's for my own happiness. Good night. Chapter 879. Xiangyu stood rooted to the ground. Ever since he was young, whether it was the teachings of his elders or his own heartfelt thoughts, he had always wanted to spoil his sister, take care of her, and make her happy. Esports was his dream, but he had always felt a deep sense of guilt in the process of chasing his dream. Xiangyu felt that he had let his sister down and had not fulfilled his responsibility as an older brother. But now, Xiangyi had shocked him. Big brother is already very good to me. Xiangyi smiled warmly. You have to be good to yourself in the future. Xiangyu lowered his eyelashes. You don't blame me? I didn't accompany you in junior high, high school, and university, and I wasn't by your side when you needed your family the most. Xiangyi was puzzled. Why would I blame Big Brother? I've never thought of it that way. Being with my family is my wish, but my wish shouldn't be an obstacle to my family. Whether it was her fourth brother, her big brother, little uncle, or grandparents, they all didn't live for her. What right did she have to selfishly demand that everyone revolved around her? Family members should be considerate of each other, not bicker with each other. Xiang Yu's nose turned sour. The knot in his heart that had plagued him for many years was finally untied little by little. Sister. Xiang Yu took out a card from his pocket. Here, this is the second gift. It's my prize from the last competition. I'm not interested in money, so take it and buy some snacks to eat. Li Jianyu, who had accidentally overheard the conversation between the siblings, was in a trance. His heart was crumbling. Are you listening to human speech? If he remembered correctly, Xiang Yu's prize from the last competition was in the millions. Using all his prize money to buy snacks for his sister, he was undoubtedly a siscon. Before he finished speaking, Xiang Qi wandered over and mysteriously stuffed a card into Xiang Yi's hand. The money from the last show is all for you. She'll hide it well. Don't let anyone see it. Xiang Yi was dumbfounded. Third brother, didn't you already give me a gift? Xiang Qi glared at her. Even little uncle knows to give you 21 gifts. As your most handsome and charming third brother, how could I only give you one birthday gift? Beside her, Xiang Yu cleared his throat, as if expressing his dissatisfaction with the adjectives most handsome. Xiang Yi lifted her small face. When they were recording the unboxing video, Ruan Qing had gotten someone to change her hairstyle. She had 2 buns on her head and even had a cute yellow and white wavy hair clip. Every frown and smile of the young girl was full of girlish cuteness. Before she could refuse, Xiang Qi suddenly slapped his thigh and said, "Let me borrow your room. I'll go draw some designs. I can make a new dress for my little sister. I'm so happy." Xiang Qi plunged into Xiang Yi's bedroom and took out a pen and paper. He sat on the furry carpet and began to draw. Xiang Yi didn't want to disturb him, so she could only swallow her refusal. Li Jianyu, who was standing at the side, silently calculated the income from Hades's show and had the urge to cry. Was it too late for him to hug Sister Yi and call her father? Suddenly, another gentle voice was heard. "Tutu, are you tired?" At the corner of the stairs, Xiang Li was wearing a clean and simple cotton linen shirt. His fair skin was tinged with a slightly tipsy blush. His hands, which had recovered and could perform extremely precise experiments, slowly took out a card. "Here, this is your brother's prize money. Hide it well and don't let anyone else see it." Li Jianyu? What kind of pampering maniacs are this family? Chapter 880. Xiang Yu's expression was very gloomy. He thought Xiang Yu was the only other person besides little uncle to prepare another gift for his sister. He didn't expect third brother and second brother to have prepared one too. Too much. Xiang Yu was stunned for 2 seconds, then waved her hand. "Second brother, I have pocket money. Really, you don't have to give me any more." Xiang Li's tone sounded like he was coaxing a child. "Since second brother is giving it to you, just take it. Our Tutu can buy whatever she wants. Don't wrong yourself." "Not at all." Xiang Yi wanted to refuse, but Xiang Li pushed his silver-rimmed glasses up his nose. The professor smiled warmly, but his glasses reflected a dark light. "Tutu, do you dislike me? Did second brother give you too little? Or does Tutu hate second brother now?" Xiang Yi hurriedly explained, "I didn't mean that. I swear, I've never hated second brother." "Good girl." Xiang Li casually stuffed the card into her pocket. His fingertips touched the other 2 cards, and his eyebrows raised slightly. How annoying. It was bad enough that big brother beat him to it, but these 2 brats even beat him to it. TSK. In the bedroom, Xiang Qi was so immersed in his drawing that he didn't notice. In the hallway, Xiang Yu couldn't help but shudder. Second brother's eyes are so scary. I feel like I've been set up. Xiang Li rubbed his sister's little head. "I'm going to catch up on some sleep." Xiang Yi nodded obediently, watching her second brother return to his room. She wanted to say a few more words to her fourth brother, but the girl's phone vibrated. It was a voice call from Madame Xiang. The girl picked up. "Grandma, what's up?" Madame Xiang warmly said, "Tutu, come to Grandma's room for a moment." "Okay, Grandma, I'll be right there." After hanging up, Xiang Yi waved at Xiang Feng, then skipped to Madame Xiang's room. When she came out, the weight in her pocket had increased again. Li Jianyu expressed that it would be fine as long as he got used to it. After all, who wouldn't love a little girl like Sister Yi? As for Xiang Feng, he was probably just a tattered little vest, the kind that would leak air through. On Weibo, the people who were jealous of Xiang Yi were given a nickname by the spicy tutu fans, Sour Grape. These sour grape spirits attacked Xiang Yi from all directions, from all angles, and indiscriminately. Since her classmates have already taken the stage, what else does Xiang Yi have to say? She brags about being loved every day, but that's just bullying, right? She just got reincarnated into a good family. If she had been born into a normal family, who would care about her without the little princess of the Xiang family? No way, right? Who doesn't get dozens of apples and greeting cards for Christmas nowadays? Xiang Yi didn't even get a single gift. She's so unpopular. The spicy tutu fans were more easygoing and didn't have much combat power against netizens. They were used to it, but the Fearsome sisters were anxious to death. Sisters, what kind of words are you guys using? How can little stinky pig work? At the very least, you should say something like, you don't have parents. Also, they're too scattered. We should concentrate our firepower on a few leaders. To catch bandits, first catch the leader, and then kill the chicken to warn the monkey. Look, this can't go on. The Fearsome sisters, who were exasperated, came up with a plan and did something that shocked the entire fan base. They went to war on behalf of the rabbit. On this day, the Fearsome sisters made all the haters on the internet feel the fear of being dominated. Moreover, another evil cult CP had been created. Chapter 881. At first, there were only some untimely CP fans who teased them. Not only did I become a CP of Sure Indie and Sister Yi's fans, but I also became a CP of Sure Indie's fans and Sister Yi's fans. This post quickly became popular and its popularity skyrocketed. It even went out of the circle. The netizens teased them. Wow, I'm so impressed. Is this even possible? Fearsome sis and spicy tutu are domineering and domineering girls, right? I can do it. I really can. What kind of lame plot is this? Did you guys see that? Fearsome sis even came up with the slogan #Go to war for the rabbit, not a blade of grass will grow #. That's amazing. It's rare to see such harmonious fans in the fandom community. To the sisters in front, Spicy Tutu's slogan is even more hilarious. They directly said #Fascist Chasers, we can't #I'm laughing so hard. Sister E is a treasure girl, and Sister Yi's fans are also treasure fans. Thank you, I'm Fearsome sis. Only we can use the words we can't okay? For a moment, the #I'm a CP fan became a trending topic and triggered ridicule all over the internet. It became the hottest joke of the day. The sour grapes were very stubborn, but they didn't have any actual evidence, so they could only use that anonymous post to criticize them. However, the tables turned very quickly. One of Xiang Yi's junior high school classmates posted a post. Strawberry tofu sanfan sugar, sorry for being late. It took some time to collect and organize the evidence, but fortunately, I can help Xiang Yi clear up some rumors. First of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Xiang Yi's classmate and have been classmates with Xiang Yi for about half a year. Why half a year? Because she'll be skipping grades and going to high school soon. The clown is me. My evidence is mainly divided into chat logs and screenshots of various social media apps. Here, I'll briefly organize it with text. 1. Borrowing things. What's there to criticize about this? Isn't it normal for classmates to borrow stationery from each other? I borrowed Xiang Yi's eraser. It was soft, cute, and fragrant. 2. Afternoon tea. It wasn't that Xiang Yi was treated casually, but that she didn't eat takeout at all because her family would send her afternoon tea. That's right, I'm a lucky goose. I was lucky enough to eat it once. It was really amazing. If it were me, I wouldn't eat takeout either. Moreover, he didn't have any more food to eat. 3. Xiang Yi didn't receive a birthday present because she missed her birthday when she was in junior high. 4. Xiang Yi didn't receive a present because she transferred to another school before Christmas. However, the students in our class and club all received the greeting cards and gifts that she prepared in advance. We also have gifts in return. But because we don't have her address, our school is very strict about privacy, and we won't divulge any student's personal information. All the gifts were given to the teacher. After that, the teacher helped us pass it to her housekeeper. Sister E wasn't unpopular. She was a heartthrob. I'll say it again, a heartthrob. Not to mention the boys, there are often girls from other classes who sneak into our classroom to peek at Xiangyi. She's our school belle. She still holds the record of having the highest number of votes on the school belle ranking. By the way, as far as I know, there are indeed people who borrowed money from Xiangyi and didn't return it. After Xiangyi transferred to another school, they often slandered her. I won't comment. That's it. Rumor dispelling complete. Chapter 882. Under this Weibo post, there were many pictures, including the school's badge and brooch, photos with Xiangyi, chat records from the QQ group, screenshots from social media, and emails sent to Xiangyi back then. If the anonymous post was just a rumor, then this clarification post was just asking for a beating. As soon as it was posted, it immediately caused a heated discussion. Not long after, the blogger, Strawberry Happiness 3-part Suite, added another verified Weibo post, Xiangyi's junior high school classmate. This could be considered as completely confirming her identity. The Sour Grapes fans were instantly slapped in the face. I like this kind of clear logic. It's extremely comfortable to be a spectator. So Xiangyi is a heartthrob, not a girl with sticky notes at all. But how did the anonymous poster know so much? Tisk, is it that hard to guess? Her identity as a junior high school classmate is real, but the content is purely a rumor. At first glance, it's obvious that she's jealous of Xiangyi. Aren't some people just like that? They can't stand to see their classmates being friendly with each other. While the netizens were discussing enthusiastically, the second wave of reversal came. There was a bug in the Melon forum, and the anonymous function was all disabled within 2 minutes. Although the time was short, it was enough for the netizens to click on the original poster's message. The Melon forum had a diary function, and some netizens were quick enough to screenshot the original poster's diary. I wanted to borrow money from that B*Tish. She could have just lent it to me, but she had to ask me if I was in a bad mood. Do you know why I'm in a bad mood? It's because you're affecting my mood. Damn it, I was seen borrowing money. Now everyone knows that I borrowed money from that B*Tish. There's even a B*Tish urging me to return the money. She's so rich, what's wrong with lending me some money? I'm not going to return it. That B*Tish has finally transferred schools. But why can't I breathe? Today, someone asked me if I've returned the money. It's none of their business. Could it be that the B*Tish asked them to deliberately disgust me? Rich people are so stingy. Disgusting. Go to hell, go to hell. The words that were full of hostility made many people in front of their screens feel physically uncomfortable. How could a teenage junior high school student have such a dark mentality? Those Sour Grapes fans were slapped in the face again. Xiangyi was not popular? It was just someone deliberately trying to smear his name. The Spicy Tutu fans were elated, and Shurshui's sister, who represented the rabbit, was also beaming with joy. The fans of the two groups were harmonious. Xiangyi is so cute, I'm already tired of talking. With Xiangyi's looks, the heavens must be chasing after her to feed her. As he pursued, he asked kindly, "Child, is it enough? Is that enough? Do you want me to look better? Oh my God, junior high school sister E, I'm so cute." Her cheeks are chubby and her eyes are full of spirit. When she smiles, it's so sweet that it reaches the tip of one's heart. The person who posted the post didn't expect the forum to have a bug. He immediately deleted the post and canceled his account. Although the netizens couldn't guess who the person was, how could the students not guess? In the group chat, which had been silent for a long time, people kept mentioning her, and the person who posted it broke down and cried. If she had known that she would be discovered, she would never have posted these things online. However, it was already too late. His classmates and friends had already found out about this matter. Social death was nothing more than that. In the evening, Xiangyi went back to the manor first. She made luxurious cat food for Xiao Naofu and waited for a long time, but Shurshui was nowhere to be seen. Just as she was about to call Shurshui, She heard a low and flirtatious voice coming from the door. "Your Highness, I'm late. I've been working so hard on my thesis these past 2 days that I forgot to draw a prize. I'll post the name list to the comments section on QQ after I draw the prize. Crab, 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 crab. Good night." Chapter 883. This voice is. Xiangyi hugged Xiao Naofu and ran to the door, only to see Shi Sui standing on the steps in front of the door. The man's handsome face had a smile, and the clear moonlight shone on his shoulders. The tailored tuxedo outlined the man's perfect and superior figure. His hair was combed back, and the outline of his eyebrows was clearer. Below his clean and obvious Adam's apple, there was a bow knot, and there was a hint of seductiveness in his restrained abstinence. In his hands was a large bouquet of white roses dotted with stars. He looked like a deacon who had walked out of a manga, gentle and handsome. Xiao Naofu let out a disdainful meow. This dog man is so pompous, stupid women won't like it." However, it found that Xiangyi not only didn't hate it, but also excitedly clenched her small hands. The girl's doe eyes were sparkling, as if a galaxy had fallen, sprinkling light. "Xiao Naofu?" Shi Sui stepped forward and handed the flowers to Xiangyi. "Your Royal Highness, your flowers." Xiangyi put down Xiao Naofu and happily took the flowers. "You still remember my favorite flowers, Xiao Naofu? So love will disappear? I don't even deserve to be hugged." Shi Sui took out another gift box. "A present for you." The man's slender hands opened the gift box for Xiangyi. Inside the exquisite box covered in light-colored silk satin, a small diamond-studded crown and a pair of sparkling silver high-heeled shoes lay quietly. Flowers, crown, high-heeled shoes. Xiangyi suddenly remembered something, and the tips of her ears burned slightly. "You? How did you know?" This scene was from an essay she wrote in elementary school. At that time, she especially liked to read fairy tales, so she imagined that she would grow up and meet a prince. Now that she thought about it, it was like a Mary Sue story. Shi Sui raised his eyebrows. "There was no one at home at that time, and you needed to sign your homework. I signed it for you." Xiangyi. In the past, there was often no one at home. She seemed to have asked Shi Sui to sign her homework many times. "You don't like it?" Shi Sui asked apologetically. "Sorry, I was rude. I'll go change now." Whoosh, her sleeves were pulled by a small force and her soft, milky white hands trembled slightly. Don't go." Shi Sui looked back. The girl's milk-like face blushed slightly, and her voice was as soft as a mosquito's. I like it." How could he not like it? This was her little wish that no one knew about. She had never thought that someone would fulfill her naive and childish wish. Shi Sui's thin lips curled up and his voice was full of enchantment. "Your Highness, may I invite you to dance?" So shameful. But, I like it so much. It turned out that fulfilling one's wish could be so joyful. Xiangyi quickly adapted to such role-playing. She straightened her back and looked like a white swan. However, when she opened her mouth, her voice was still soft. "Then sure." The moon shone brightly on the ground. The girl sat on the steps, her skirt hanging down to her knees, revealing her straight and slender calves. Shi Sui put on a small crown for her and changed her slippers into high heels. His movements were gentle and proper. Under the moonlight, the two danced gracefully, and the scene was as beautiful as a fairy tale movie. As for Xiao Naofu, it wore a similar crystal bow and gloomily played music with its meaty little paws. Its face was full of joy. Yes, it was willing. It wasn't threatened by that dog of a man to cook cat meat hot pot. Chapter 884. The lyrical and romantic piano music came to an end. Xiangyi was overjoyed. Sitting on the steps, she rested her face in her hands and smiled sweetly. Shi Sui sat down beside her, not forgetting to take off Xiangyi's uncomfortable high heels and put on a pair of soft slippers. The girl leaned against his shoulder and rubbed against him like a cat. I like you so much." Shi Sui rubbed the helpless kitten beside her and said in a wavering voice, "Did you hear that?" "She said she likes me," Xiao Naofu thought. "Damn it, even little Shiji isn't as good as you. Don't bully it." Xiangyi coaxed softly and hugged Xiao Naofu in her arms. She kissed the angry kitten's forehead and said softly, "Now Fu, I'm so happy." Xiao Naofu's puffed-up face deflated a little. In the world of transmigration, the stupid woman had always been calm and composed, as if she was devising strategies. Although she was also very handsome and valiant at that time, it still preferred the current Xiangyi. She no longer had an indifferent expression on her face but had become lively and lively. She would act coquettishly in front of her family, cry at the thought of her parents who had turned into stars, and smile brightly because Shi Sui was playing house with her. It was great that it could stay by Xiangyi's side. Xiao Naofu rubbed against the girl's slender collarbone and meowed in a childish voice. Dog men are annoying and asking for a beating, but as long as the stupid woman is happy, that's good. Xiangyi was a little tickled by its rubbing. She smiled and said, "Why are you so coquettish? Be good. Do you want some dried fish?" Meow. Of course. Xiao Naofu looked at Xiangyi while Xiangyi looked at Shi Sui. Shi Sui said, "I'll go get it." The man was tall and had long legs. He soon returned with the dried fish. When he reached the door, he heard the conversation between the girl and the kitten. "We seem to be a family of 3. Meow meow meow. Don't you like Shi Sui? He's actually quite nice. Although he bullies you verbally, he's always very attentive when taking care of you. I think he will be very gentle when taking care of children in the future." Woof woof woof. Xiao Naofu barked in anger. "I don't want to be a family with this dog man, woof." Shi Sui's eyebrows were full of smiles. She waited for the cat and the human to finish their conversation before she went over. Xiangyi deliberately wanted to cultivate the relationship between Xiao Naofu and Shi Sui, so she stuffed Xiao Naofu onto Shi Sui's lap. "Here, you feed it." Xiao Naofu struggled desperately. "This hoo-hoo doesn't want it. This hoo-hoo is a hoo-hoo with backbone. This hoo will not eat food given to me by others." In the next instant, the man's fair and slender fingers tickled the back of its neck a few times, as if bringing about a burst of electric current. The kitten squinted its icy blue eyes comfortably. Meow. Then, the fragrant dried fish was delivered to her mouth. It was the strongest temptation in the world, to eat or not to eat. "Your stomach is still a little round, why don't you eat later? Kitten will get fat if you eat too much." The man's lazy voice came from above her head. His bony hands were about to put the dried fish back into the bag. Xiao Naofu howled and immediately opened its mouth to pounce on the dried fish. "Dog man, don't even think about succeeding." Not only did it bite the dried fish, but it also deliberately used the tip of its teeth to grind the man's fingers twice. Only then did it taste the dried fish with satisfaction. Delicious. So delicious. Xiao Naofu was eating happily and didn't notice the smirk in the man's eyes. "Fight with him? Kitten, you're still a little brother." Smiley face. Chapter 885. Xiao Naofu's belly was round and round, and it was so sleepy that it couldn't even open its eyes. It vaguely remembered that the dog-like man had carried it to the cat bed. Then, in a daze, it heard the intermittent conversation between Shi Sui and Xiangyi. "Do you want to sleep together? Okay, I'll go lock the cat cage." "You can't do it like last time." Xiao Naofu was so sleepy that it couldn't hear the rest of the conversation. In the locked cat cage, the kitten's belly was facing the sky, and its pink belly was exposed. It was snoring softly in its sleep. In the closed bedroom, a few rays of moonlight seeped through the gaps in the curtains. The shadows reflected by the light swayed and were soon shrouded in shadows. At 7 o'clock in the morning, Li Jinyu was yawning as he stretched in the yard. To his surprise, he found that Shi Sui and Xiangyi, who had a habit of doing morning exercises, were actually slacking off today. "Young people, your self-control is lacking. You have to work out every day," Li Jinyu said as he took out his cell phone to browse through the morning news. The first few trending searches were all dominated by news about a certain female superstar. #XX marches into the live-streaming world. ## female superstar X is too good at selling goods. #XX live streaming debut sales exceed 100 million. Li Jinyu scrolled through the news, and it was roughly about the female superstar's first live streaming of selling goods last night. The sales were quite high, so the fans immediately started bragging about it. Based on his experience, there was a certain degree of exaggeration in these trending searches. As for the sales of goods, Li Jianyu also felt that it was a little strange, but he wasn't a professional in this field after all, so he didn't dwell on it. However, what made him angry was that the female superstar's fans actually started criticizing Xiangyi. Our sister is the top-selling goods. Please don't scam her. Kanglin Best Actress and Hyacinth Best Actress are nominated for the cover of the top 5 domestic fashion magazines. Please let our sister be beautiful alone, no cues. Who knows if some people's sales are fake? Stop bragging about being the top female superstar. Our sister's sales are the real deal, and the fans are paying for it. Li Jianyu's head was full of question marks. He scrolled through the comments for a long time, but he didn't see a single comment from the spicy bunny criticizing the female celebrity. However, the female celebrity's fans acted as if they were being bullied by the spicy bunny. Were these people paranoid? Wan Qing passed by and saw him getting carried away. She scoffed softly. I'm afraid you don't know that there are people who disguise themselves as passers-by, disguise themselves as fans, and go undercover in the opponent's fan club. Li Jianyu's mouth twitched. You can do that? Chasing a star out of the seamless way, awesome. But we can't just watch as Sister E gets defamed. Why don't we contact Mr. C first? No need. Wan Qing said slowly, someone has already raised the slap for us. It's just a matter of whether Sister E wants to slap him or not. Wan Qing showed him her phone screen. After Li Jianyu browsed through the chat history, he slapped his thigh in excitement. That's great. Ah, did I save the galaxy in my previous life? To be able to invite Sister E to participate in my variety show. I can't take it anymore, I can't control my tears anymore. Do you have any tissues? Wan Qing was speechless. That's all you've got. Xiangyi slept until past 11 o'clock in the afternoon before opening her eyes in a daze. She was so tired. She felt even more tired than when she was in the interstellar plane and had to cook 100 dishes a day. As soon as she moved, her slender waist was hugged even tighter by a strong hand. The man's voice was tired and hoarse. Be good, sleep a little longer. Chapter 886. Hearing his low and magnetic voice, Xiang Yi's mind recalled the chaotic memories from the night before. Shi Sui seemed to know that she was obsessed with both looks and voices, so he deliberately changed the way he called her. Tutu, sister, darling, your highness, stop. I can't think about it anymore. Xiang Yi softly muttered, it's time to get up, but it didn't take long for the little girl to fall asleep again. Shi Sui quietly hugged her for more than 10 minutes. When he calmed down and restrained himself, he got up. After washing up, the little girl was still asleep. She was probably really exhausted. Shi Sui leaned over and planted a kiss on the girl's forehead before leaving the room. Xiao Naofu, who was in the cat cage, let out an angry roar. Meow. Li Jianyu and the others lived in another building. When they weren't streaming, they didn't come to the main villa, so Xiao Naofu had yet to be released from prison. Shi Sui was in a good mood. His whole body was refreshed, and his eyes were slightly narrowed. He looked lazy and indifferent, like a sly old fox. He casually opened the cat cage, picked up the white and soft Xiao Naofu, and drawled, "Tiske, our Xiao Naofu is so pitiful. It doesn't even have anyone to accompany it when it sleeps. Xiao Naofu, woof woof woof. You're a dog, a dog, a dog. Unlike me, I have Sister E to accompany me now. I'm the one who's sharing a bed with her," Shi Sui joked. Xiao Naofu, woof 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 woof. This sentence was too Zuan, so it couldn't be translated for the time being. After playing with the kitten for a while, Shi Sui finally let it go in satisfaction when the little guy's fur stood on end. It had finally gotten its revenge for sharing a bed with Xiangyi. Xiao Naofu rushed into the bedroom as fast as it could and jumped onto the bed with a run. When Xiao Naofu saw that Xiangyi's neck was red, her shoulders were red, and even the area below her collarbone was red, his pupils dilated and he retreated. He tripped over his own penis and sat down on the bed. Sob, sob, sob. It didn't protect the stupid woman well. The stupid woman is not clean anymore. This stupid woman has been tainted by that bastard. Damn it. Xiangyi was awakened by the noise. She dragged her tired body to sit up and said in a hoarse voice, "Xiao Naofu, hug me." The hem of her pajamas was slightly lifted, revealing a fair and delicate waist. There were also red marks on it. Xiao Naofu's face was full of despair as it plunged into Xiangyi's arms. Just as it was about to rub a few times, it suddenly thought of something and immediately lightened its movements. The cat's icy blue eyes landed on Xiangyi's flat stomach. It had to be nicer to this stupid woman. There might be a baby inside. Xiangyi didn't know what Xiao Naofu was thinking. After playing with the cat for a while, she went to the bathroom to take a shower. The girl deliberately wore a high-collared shirt and tied her hair into a simple bun before leaving the room. She happened to bump into Ruan Qing, who had come to look for her. Ruan Qing glanced at her collar and pouted her red lips. However, she didn't expose her and only talked to Xiangyi about work. "Sister E, a company has invited you and Shi Yingdi to do a live stream. This time, it's going to be a live broadcast both at home and abroad." At noon, all the contracts were finalized, and the official account of Two Under One Roof announced a big event. Two Under One Roof V. Thank you Yunduan Foreign Trade Company for your invitation. Shi Sui Xiangyi will be doing a live broadcast with the popular anchor Yan Kai Kai tonight at 8 o'clock. Tonight, let's cheer for domestic goods. Chapter 887. At the same time, Yunyun Corporation also reposted the Weibo post immediately, not giving anyone a chance to mock it as fake news. Yunyun V. We are very fortunate to have Shi Yingdi and Sister E with us to showcase Chinese culture, delicacies, and products to the world. See you at 2000 hours p.m. Two Under One Roof V. Thank you. As soon as the news was made public, many people responded. Wow, it's being broadcasted live at home and abroad. Shi Sui Sister E is amazing. Buy. I have to buy. Great, I finally have a chance to spend money on Sister E. I'm definitely going to chop off my hand tonight. I just don't know if I can beat everyone else with my scummy hand speed cack. There were responses, but there were also doubts. Of course, the doubts weren't directed at Xiangyi and Shi Sui's popularity, but at the fact that they were selling local products. Although I really want to support them, I haven't bought local products for many years. Please, isn't it good to sell some international brands? For example, the world's top-selling sports brands and beauty brands. If not, you can sell Silver Arch's Grandpa Ken's electronic coupons. I'm very worried. Will the quality of local products be good? Will the after-sales service be able to keep up? It's one thing to sell to local people, but this time, they're selling to foreigners. We might end up losing face for our country. Just as the netizens were worried about this, the female celebrity who had appeared on several hot searches in the morning accidentally liked a Weibo post that was praising foreign products. This time, it ignited the flames of public opinion. The netizens were quickly divided into two groups. One group criticized her, saying that she was worshipping foreign products and couldn't stand up after kneeling for so long. The other group was mainly made up of her fans, who were all trying their best to defend their own artiste. You 1s1, do you dare say that you use local products for your daily necessities? Other than being a celebrity, our sister is also an ordinary person. If she wants to buy local products, she'll buy them. If she wants to buy foreign products, she'll buy them. Some netizens are really making me laugh. Foreign products are good to begin with. What's wrong with our sister liking them? Which of the luxury goods wasn't foreign? The domestic clothing brands were all inferior to the other. Anyway, I'd rather buy toilet covers from overseas than buy local garbage. The netizens started arguing. Unknowingly, this brought a lot of traffic to the female star. The female star and her management company were not ashamed of it. Instead, they were proud of it. In the entertainment industry, a blacklisted celebrity was still a celebrity. It was better than no fame at all. Just the number of collaborations he had found today was already uncountable. However, what caught the female star off guard was that the netizens suddenly stopped arguing and stopped all of a sudden. Someone posted the words, "Two Under One Roof is live," and the netizens who had just been arguing with each other instantly flocked to the live stream of Two Under One Roof and started spamming the bullet screen with the words, "As long as you're watching this show, then we're relatives from different fathers." Female celebrity? Weren't you guys about to fight just now? Why did it suddenly become love and peace? The camera was pointed at the gate of the manor, where Yen Kai Kai and Guan Guan had just gotten out of the car. "Hello, all the friends in the audience, brothers and sisters, we're here again." Bullet screen. "Shut up. He's one of us." "No, just open your mouth and I want to place an order." Guan Guan and Sister E are indeed plastic sisters. They actually came to visit empty-handed. Aren't they embarrassed? In the next second, Guan Guan pressed the switch of the trunk. Chapter 888. The spacious trunk of the SUV was actually filled to the brim. The things inside included basic necessities. In addition to the popular products sold in Yen Kai Kai's live broadcast room, there were also many unpopular products that ordinary people couldn't buy. Yen Kai Kai complained in a low voice, "Guan Guan, we're here as guests, not to move." Guan Guan rolled her eyes at him. "It's none of your business. I don't think these are enough for Sister E. I didn't have time to come over for her birthday yesterday, so I sent more than 10 packages. I have to make up for it today. Besides, do you know what a good sister is? Good sisters share useful, delicious, and fun things immediately when they're available." The netizens who just scolded them, "What kind of light-speed slap was this? Can't you give me some face?" Yen Kai Kai raised his hands in surrender. "Fine, fine, fine. Whatever you say." After admitting defeat, he looked at the camera and said righteously, "Don't think that I'm afraid of my wife. Ha, I'm an indomitable man. Why would I be afraid of a weak little girl? This is called respecting women. Understand?" Guan Guan grabbed his ear. "Who's your wife? You can eat whatever you want, but don't say whatever you want." "Hey, I was wrong. I really know that I was wrong." "Okay, wife. I won't call you wifey in public anymore." Guan Guan. The live broadcast room was suddenly filled with laughter and joy. When Xiangyi heard that Guan Guan was here, she didn't even eat and ran out in her slippers. From afar, the two girls looked at each other, sisters. Guan Guan. The two ran towards each other. Flowers bloomed around them, and the girls smiled brightly. The two figures running towards each other were romantic and touching. As for Yen Kai Kai and Shui, they were completely forgotten by the two girls. When this scene was later broadcasted on satellite TV, it was accompanied by sweet music for Xiangyi and Guan Guan, while Shui and Yen Kai Kai had fallen leaves floating above their heads, and the background music was playing the eru. The two scenes switched back and forth, forming a sharp contrast. The scene was extremely hilarious and became a classic scene in the history of variety shows. When girls meet, they always have endless things to talk about. It took Guan Guan a long time just to introduce the things in the trunk to Xiangyi. It was worth mentioning that in order to fit in with tonight's live broadcast, Guan Guan had selected all domestic goods. In the live stream, many netizens were doubtful. If it's a gift, isn't it a little too cheap to give a local product? This advertisement is too cheap. How disgusting. How can there be so many good domestic products? How can Guan Guan be considered a good sister? Look at what Jiang Zhujiu gave her yesterday. That bracelet was worth 6 figures. She just gave him a bunch of domestic junk? Why would Xiangyi fancy him? Black chicken Spanish fish. However, to everyone's surprise, not only did Xiangyi not dislike it, but she also liked it very much. He wanted to personally try on the sun hat, open a pack of snacks to try, and immediately light up the scented candles. Wow, this is good too. Is there a link? Xiangyi kept praising while Guan Guan was grinning from ear to ear. There was nothing more delightful than receiving praise for the gift that you gave out. Here, these are for Xiaonauf. Guan Guan took out a large bag of cat clothes and cat toys. Hence, all the viewers in the live stream witnessed the two girls playing a miraculous costume game. At this moment, Li Jinyu received a message. What? Don't carry the goods, they're already sold out? Chapter 889. Li Jinyu was dumbfounded. Goods? The show hasn't even started yet, how did it sell out so quickly? On the other end of the phone came the helpless voice of the CEO of Yunduan Company. The things that Yen Kai Kai and Guan Guan gave to Sister E have sold out all over the internet. I just received the data here. 5 minutes ago, Sister E gave Xiao Naofu a rabbit ear plush hat, which is now out of stock. The corner of Li Jianyu's mouth twitched. That works too? How much can the netizens buy? How strong is Sister Yi's ability to sell goods? Yunduan Xiao, the evaluation given by our marketing department is to not sell any goods for the time being. Li Jianyu suddenly understood. I understand. You're afraid it'll affect the sales of the official live broadcast tonight, right? We're afraid that before the live broadcast can be broadcasted both locally and overseas, the goods will be sold out in our country and the foreigners won't be able to buy. After all, many of the things that Guangguan brought are on the list for tonight's live broadcast. Okay, I'll ask them to pause for a while. Li Jianyu asked someone to deliver a mission card to Xiangyi, and the girl revealed a surprised expression. So our show has a mission card? As everyone knew, Little Break was famous for doing whatever they wanted. After all, it was a variety show that even Shui was watching live. Li Jianyu coughed guiltily and shouted into the loudspeaker, "Please complete the mission immediately." The mission card was made by him, Ruan Qing, and the planner. The content was very rich, and he had just randomly picked this one. Xiangyi opened the envelope and pulled out the card inside. She showed the card to the camera. It was a Sudoku question. Li Jianyu breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that with this card he should be able to divert their attention. Unexpectedly, Xiangyi only thought for a few seconds before giving the answer. 3, 9, 21, 46. A long string of numbers came out of her mouth smoothly without any hesitation. Guangguan's eyes were filled with admiration as she clapped wildly. Hashtag I don't know either, but my teammate does. Hashtag Li Jianyu. The audience. There's an answer on the card, right? I'm crying, I haven't even calculated the first one, but Sister E has already calculated all of them. He must have been smashed silly. Our Sister E is a top student. Who are you looking down on by issuing this kind of mission card? The program crew members looked at each other. What kind of abnormal mental arithmetic ability did Sister E have? However, the little girl was still a little vexed. For this kind of question, my second brother can get the answer with just a glance. I still have to calculate. The gap between me and my second brother is really too big. Everyone, she wanted to say that Sister E was Versailles, but what she said was the truth, can't laugh. JPG Li Jianyu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He hurriedly asked someone to send the mission card over. This time he secretly took a look. The mission is an outing? Xiangyi looked at Guangguan. Have you had lunch with Kai Kai? Not yet. We rushed here as soon as we received the news of the cooperation. The weather is too hot. The fish in our pond are all suffering from heat stroke. We can't go on like this. Why don't we go eat grilled fish? Xiangyi suggested. Guangguan, okay. I want to eat spicy grilled fish. Okay, then I'll get some more chili noodles later. The audience? Fish, I didn't suffer from heat stroke. There's nothing wrong with going on an outing in your own yard. What did Fishy do wrong? Fishy is so cute, why don't you make a few more flavors? Chapter 890. More than 10 minutes later, there were a few figures busying themselves under the shade of the trees by the pond. Yen Kai and Shui were in charge of setting up the barbecue grill while Xiangyi was in charge of catching fish. Guangguan couldn't help but ask, "What about me?" Xiangyi rolled up her sleeves and patted her on the shoulder. She said sternly, "I have an important task for you." Guangguan asked nervously. She was gently patted on the shoulder and the girl's gentle voice drifted into her ears along with the wind. "You've been working hard. Sit here and get some rest." Guangguan was flabbergasted. Everyone thought that Yen Kai was the most tiring host, but little did they know that as the woman behind Yen Kai's success, she was the one who had it the hardest. Every day, she screened products, contacted brands, held meetings, and reviewed the live stream. Her workload was even greater than Yen Kai's. However, for some reason, Guangguan's face turned red and her heart raced faster than when Yen Kai was flirting with her in private. "I just feel that Sister E is so flirtatious." It turns out that cool young ladies aren't the only ones who can be flirtatious. Gentle women can also be flirtatious. At the side, Yen Kai said calmly, "Is it an illusion? Why do I feel that Sister E is better at flirting than I am?" Shui said, "Be more confident, don't say that it's an illusion." Yen Kai was speechless. While the two of them were talking, Xiangyi had already put on her rain shoes, grabbed a small net, and walked towards the pond calmly. The audience was extremely worried about Xiangyi, and the pop-up comments were like a scene of parents worrying about her. "Is the water cold? Xiangyi, don't catch a cold. Our baby is going into the water. She's so impressive. Why is there such a small net? I really want to buy Tutu a big fishing net. It's okay if Xiangyi can't catch a fish. Don't force yourself. Mama will buy you a fish and send it over, okay?" Under the watchful eyes of a group of old parents, Xiangyi's eyes were sharp and her hands were quick. She caught a fish with such a small net. The moment she fished the net out, the crowd cheered. "Sister E is the best. Sister E is awesome," was also spammed in the bullet screen. Xiangyi scooped out the fish. The sticky and wriggling fish was obedient in her hand, as if it wanted to jump into the pot by itself. The girl casually tossed the fish, and it drew a perfect parabola in the air before landing firmly in the bamboo fish basket on the shore. "Beautiful! This is a three-pointer." Yen Kai applauded and praised. "The weather has cleared up and the rain has stopped. I feel like I can do it again. Dear audience, let me show you what I've got." He eagerly ran to the fish basket to catch some fish. He wanted to imitate Xiangyi and shoot a three-point shot, but he didn't expect that he couldn't even catch a fish. It was not easy to catch it, but the fish was slippery. It slipped out of his hand and jumped into the pond. Yen Kai hurriedly used the fish basket to scoop it up, but he didn't manage to catch anything. He felt as if he had been struck by lightning. Looking at the empty basket, he wanted to cry but had no tears. The audience. Welcome to the famous live streamer's performance, drawing water with a bamboo basket. "Sister E, I'm sorry," Xiangyi said gently. "It's okay, I'll continue to catch more. I'll try my best to catch a small one for you to play with later." Yen Kai whimpered, "Sister E, why are you so nice?" Li Jinyu was also overjoyed. This was not a well-written script, but the effect was better than a well-written one. A staff member ran over and showed him the trending topics on Weibo. Director, many grilled fish shops are giving Sister E silk banners online. Chapter 891. What the hell is this? Li Jinyu was confused as he looked at the staff member's phone screen. A few words were clearly displayed on the trending topic, #today, we owe Sister E a silk banner hashtag. After clicking on it, he saw that it was full of Weibo posts with pictures of silk banners. Xiang roasted fish v. Thank you, Sister E, for bringing the goods to our roasted fish. Yuan roasted fish v. Sister E, you're the best at bringing goods. Zion Yuxian roasted fish v. Today, my shop's orders for takeout have exploded. Business has never been so good. Sister E is a godly philanthropist. As for the pictures of the silk banners, they were even more varied. There were things such as warm-hearted angel, warm as spring, magical hands, saving the life of my shop, selfless contribution, compassionate. Li Jinyu was speechless. He could understand the warm-hearted angel, but what the hell was compassionate? The netizens' reactions were the same. First, they were confused, then they couldn't stop laughing. There was joy everywhere. By the pond, the number of fish in the basket gradually increased, each fatter than the last. Yen Kai gave Xiangyi a thumbs up and exclaimed, "Xiangyi, you're awesome. Look at her swan-like neck, her straight shoulders, and her girlish back. It's such a pity that she doesn't catch fish every day." Guan laughed and scolded, "Shut up, you talk too much." But then again, how do we clean up the fish? I don't know how to do that, and Shui doesn't look like someone who knows how to do that either. Before he finished speaking, Shui calmly fished out a fish and knocked it unconscious with the back of the knife. Then she skillfully began to clean it up. Yen Kai was dumbfounded. "Shui, you know how to do this? Isn't this what women should do?" He was a bit of a male chauvinist and felt that men should just earn money to support their families. It was normal for them not to know how to cook. As soon as Yen Kai said that, the live stream was filled with comments. So what if she's a woman? Do women deserve to cook? I feel sorry for Guan Guan, she found such a boyfriend. Come on, have you forgotten this early in the morning? Why are you oppressing women? Shui calmly scraped the fish scales. Her posture was elegant and beautiful. It's too narrow-minded to use gender to define what to do or not to do. Housework is never only for girls. This textbook answer received unanimous praise from the netizens. Shuringdi said it well. Housework is supposed to be done by two people. Shui's worldview is so upright, I'm so impressed. I think he's very empathetic. This is really rare. Yen Kai's opinion is what most men think. Bye-bye. I didn't get married to serve others. Daily fear of marriage square root. Shui seemed to have guessed the comments in the live broadcast room. She looked up and asked Yen Kai with a smile, "Do you want to try? It's actually quite simple." The industry's #1 streamer was eager to give it a try, but he said, "I don't dare. I'm very timid and clumsy. What if I don't do it well? Wouldn't that cause trouble for you and Sister E? It's okay, it's inevitable to make mistakes on your first try." Hearing this, Yen Kai washed his hands and grabbed a fish from the fish basket. Before Shui could hand him the knife, Yen Kai tiptoed and threw a brick at the fish. The fish on the chopping board rolled its eyes. It was unclear if it fainted or was directly smashed to death. Shui, the netizens, you call this timid? This is more like reckless. Chapter 892. Yen Kai said awkwardly, "I just don't have any tools." Shui raised her eyebrows and said, "If you hit them with the brick, they'll be released from the afterlife." Haha. Guan Guan laughed so hard that her stomach hurt. How can you hit them with a brick like that? At this moment, Xiangyi came back from fishing and changed out of her rain shoes. Yen Kai couldn't help but show off. "Sister E, look, I killed the fish." Xiangyi gave him a thumbs up. "Okay, I'll give you a thumbs up." Yen Kai was like a kindergartner who had been praised and volunteered to kill a few more fish. Of course, none of them could be separated from his brick. Wow, it feels so good to cook. Yen Kai seemed to have opened the door to a new world and realized his problem. Brother Sui, you're right. Housework isn't something girls should do. It's because they've silently contributed a lot. Shui smiled but didn't say anything. Guan Guan, on the other hand, was a little emotional. "Sister E, why do I feel like he's been transformed when he's here as a guest? He's the kind of man who won't even pick up an oil kettle at home." "How did you do it?" Xiangyi said. Maybe Kai is a child who can't grow up and needs to be praised to change him. Guan Guan recalled the way she usually treated Yen Kai and was stunned for a few seconds. She smiled and said, "Then it seems that I'll have to praise him more in the future." It seemed that communication was really important. The bullet screen comments in the livestream also decreased for a while, which was rare. Many viewers in front of the screen fell silent, including those who scolded Yen Kai. Thinking about it carefully, Yen Kai didn't do anything evil. He just didn't realize that doing housework was a kind of contribution, and he was used to it. Many things were difficult to judge by right or wrong. It was a difference in perception. Scolding didn't seem to be the best choice to solve the problem. Many people's views had been imperceptibly changed under the influence of others. Shui and Yen Kai handled the grilled fish, Xiangyi was in charge of marinating it, and Guan Guan was in charge of skewering some other vegetables and meatballs. Skewers of ingredients were placed on the barbecue rack. The four of them were busy, chatting and laughing from time to time. It was a harmonious and beautiful scene. Just looking at this scene calmed one's heart. In the live stream, to be honest, after looking at these little riddles for so long, I feel like a Buddha. Yes, I suddenly understand why Spicy Tutu is so Buddhist. Sister E really has an indescribable charm. After all, Spicy Tutu is someone who can even conquer Shui's sister. I laugh every time I see the joke about the rabbit going into battle. I think the biggest meaning of this is not to let us see handsome men, beautiful women, and delicious food, but to let us understand the connection between people and how people get along with each other. Everyone makes mistakes, just like how Yen Kai Kai said the wrong thing, but there was no need to make a big fuss over everything. Accepting other people's imperfections and making yourself more perfect, was this what Director Li wanted to convey to us? Put your palms together. Li Jianyu's eyes lit up when he saw this. Oh my, you're the class representative. Why didn't I think of these words? These words are mine. The ingredients were sizzling, and Yen Kai Kai began to pick up Xiangyi. Dear viewers, it's time for the mukbang. Does anyone want to watch Sister E as a mukbang? Chapter 893. The live stream was instantly flooded with requests. Don't do anything rash. Guan Guan patted Yen Kai Kai on the arm and looked at Xiangyi. Sister E, do you want to experience it? Xiangyi, if it's a mukbang live stream, does it mean eating in front of the camera? Yes, you can also chat and interact with the audience. I see then. I'll start. Xiangyi held a grilled fish, and based on her experience in unboxing videos, she placed her hand behind the fish to make it easier for the camera to focus. The little girl took a bite and explained while eating, "This is a fish raised by our family. It tastes better if it's fattened up. But it's okay if it's skinny, you can fry it with dried fish, it's delicious too." Unlike other live streams, Xiangyi was particularly serious. However, the more serious she was, the cuter the contrast was. In short, watching her eat and listening to her talk was a pleasure. Here, your favorite meatballs. Shi Sui raised a skewer of beef meatballs. Xiangyi let out an "ah," and Shi Sui understood and let the little girl eat 2 meatballs in his hand. Well, grilled meatballs are pretty good too. If you like sweet things, you can brush them with honey or sweet chili sauce, Xiangyi said softly with her cheeks round and round. I don't want to eat meatballs anymore. Shi Sui responded and naturally ate the remaining half of the meatball skewer. The comments section was instantly filled with single people crying. Ah, is this love? Shi Sui, you've changed. Director Yen was very particular about you when he revealed you, but now you're even eating the leftovers. Who wouldn't want to eat Sister Yi's leftovers? Tisk, I'm the clown. At this moment, some sharp-eyed viewers noticed that the number of online viewers in the live stream had begun to soar. What's going on with the number of online viewers? Did they buy the data? Or is it some dumb streamer who made a mistake in the traffic? The staff also noticed this and immediately reported it to Li Jianyu. Li Jianyu scratched his head and pondered for a long time, but he couldn't figure out anything. Could it be that Sister Yi's mukbang broadcast has attracted new viewers? That's not right. In the past, Sister Yi's cooking would also increase the number of viewers, but today's increase is very abnormal. Yuan Qing had a vague guess. I'll get Xingchen to calculate the IP addresses of the new viewers. Soon, Xingchen livestream gave him a response. Most of the new viewers had one thing in common. Overseas IP. Li Jianyu, our livestream time is set at 8 p.m., and the overseas livestream software is broadcasting our livestream. Why are all the overseas viewers coming to our livestream? Yuan Qing glanced at the news and her red lips curled into a bright smile. I heard that it's because the overseas audience found out that our variety show wasn't a recorded program but a live broadcast. That's why they all rushed over to watch it. She held back her laughter and emphasized, it's mainly to see Sister E. Li Jianyu covered his mouth, afraid that he would laugh too loudly. He looked at Shi Sui with eyes full of sympathy. Shi Sui, to think you would have such a day. When he looked at the comments in the live stream again, Li Jianyu realized that there were indeed many foreign languages. After a rough calculation, he realized that there were at least a dozen languages. Wow, Xiang Yi, what kind of terrifying popularity does she have? Li Jianyu wasn't the only one who was surprised. The domestic entertainment industry was also in turmoil because of this. They thought that Xiangyi was already popular enough, but who would have thought that she would be even more popular overseas? Chapter 894. Yuan Qing looked at the news and her red lips curled into a bright smile. I heard that it's because the overseas audience only found out that our variety show is not a recorded program but a live broadcast. That's why they all rushed over to watch it. She held back her laughter and emphasized, it's mainly because they want to see Sister E. Li Jianyu covered his mouth, afraid that he would laugh too loudly. He looked at Shui with sympathy in his eyes. Shui, you deserve it. When he looked at the comments in the live stream again, Li Jinyu realized that there were indeed many foreign languages. After a rough calculation, he realized that there were at least a dozen languages. Wow, Xiang Yi, what kind of terrifying popularity does she have? Li Jinyu was not the only one who was surprised. The domestic entertainment industry was also in turmoil because of this. They thought that Xiang Yi was already popular enough, but who would have thought that she would be even more popular overseas? There were many female celebrities in the industry who debuted overseas, and some of them took the international route, trying to develop their careers simultaneously in China and abroad. However, none of them had achieved Xiang Yi's level of popularity both domestically and abroad. There really weren't any. Xiang Yi was the first one to achieve full success. The netizens also noticed the increase in comments in the comment section, and some people even considerately acted as translators. It turns out that Alice, the Eastern elf, is actually live streaming every day. Oh my god, I really want to know what it's like to live every day with a face like Alice's. Jesus! What did I just see? It's Alice who's eating. Alice, I like you so much. I've watched all your videos countless times. Is Ichan a relative of God? Why are even her fingertips glowing with a beautiful color? She looks so beautiful even when she's eating. She's so perfect. Super cute. What kind of peerless beauty is this? She's a once-in-a-lifetime beauty. The little princess who walked out of Raphael's painting with a halo around her, right? Such a bright face, such bright eyes, and such a bright smile. Sister Sarungheya. The Spicy Tutu fans were overjoyed to see that Xiang Yi was being praised, but they restrained themselves and politely responded to the overseas netizens on behalf of Xiang Yi in various languages. Shui's sister was different. Heh, Sister Yi is the most beautiful woman in history, got it? No way, is there anyone in the universe who doesn't like Sister Yi? Praise him as much as you can. Ah, I love it when people praise Sister Yi. Whoa, how can our Shui match up to Sister Yi like this? Inferior. JD, netizens? Indeed, are your fans really your fans? Why do I feel like they've all betrayed me? After a meal of grilled fish, the number of online viewers in the live broadcast room had exceeded 40 million. This was an unprecedented number. Not only was it the pinnacle of live streaming in the country, but it was also the pinnacle of live streaming in the world. Countless people were watching the girl on the screen, looking forward to what kind of miracle she would create. Okay, we're going to prepare for tonight's live stream, so we'll pause our live stream for now. See you later. Li Jinyu used the microphone to explain that there were now many foreign netizens in the live broadcast room. His original intention was for Xiang Yi to say goodbye in English, but he didn't expect her to switch to more than 10 languages and greet the foreign netizens. The foreign netizens who were already excited were now in an uproar. In particular, the last scene of the girl waving her hand caused countless people to go crazy. Chapter 895. Whoosh! As soon as the black screen lit up in the live stream, the comments went wild. Sister E, Sister E, Sister E? Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Turns out Alice is streaming every day. She's so cute in a dress. Is this beauty real? On the screen, Yen Kai was dressed in casual sportswear, but he had deliberately chosen to wear a local brand. Xiang Yi was wearing a black dress with a baby's collar, which made her look fair and delicate. It was also designed by a local designer. Hello everyone, I'm your Kai. Yen Kai was the first to speak, taking control of the audience. He joked, "Who's the pretty girl sitting next to me? Can you give me your WeChat?" Xiang Yi, I already have a boyfriend, don't disturb me. The live stream suddenly burst into laughter. After making a little joke, Xiang Yi greeted the audience in more than a dozen languages. Because it was a live stream of goods, the pace was relatively fast tonight, and they soon entered the segment to introduce the products. All boys and girls, look over here. The first product we're going to introduce today is amazing. It's a specialty from Beijing, roast duck. Everyone knows that Beijing's roast duck is the best. It's wrapped in slices of duck meat, shredded onions, cucumber, and sweet sauce. It's amazing. Let me tell you, Beijing's ducks are different from those from other places. Yan Kai spoke extremely fast, like a machine gun. Ordinary people couldn't catch his words at all, but Xiangyi reacted quickly as well. It should be because they love to learn, right? After all, they're rushing into the city to get roasted? Yes. Not a single duck could leave the capital alive. Next, let's try it. In the live stream. I'm hungry, hurry up and upload the link. Oh my god, Sister Yi's reaction speed is amazing. I'm curious what the foreigners think. They probably don't understand, right? It seems that Xingchen Live has partnered with other foreign live streaming software and spent a lot of money to hire a real-time translator. Then the translator Yan Kai has to pay more. Not only is he talkative, he's also fast. However, the two under one roof live stream was still crowded with people. Here, you can watch the live broadcast 5 minutes in advance. Actually, many foreigners didn't understand, but that didn't stop them from looking at Xiangyi. As long as Xiangyi opened her mouth to say a word, a bunch of people in the live broadcast room would shout, "God, God, Sama." Especially when they saw how obedient Xiangyi was as she ate the roast duck. The group of foreign parents, moms, sisters, brothers, and sisters couldn't control their hands at all. They immediately prepared to place orders to buy. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 connect. Yan Kai shouted, and a product link appeared in the lower left corner of the live broadcast room. Countless netizens rushed in, and the huge traffic almost paralyzed the online shopping platform. In less than 3 seconds, the link failed. Yan Kai comforted them, "Don't panic, everyone. Let's see if we can add more roast duck. Let's add another 100,000 servings. Is there any left?" The staff member said weakly, 500,000 sets, they're all gone. One had to know that this roast duck brand only sold about 50 sets a month. But tonight, it had only been 3 seconds. It was only 3 seconds. It was all gone. Yan Kai said regretfully, "There's no more, there's really no more." Xiangyi said gently, "All the candidates who came to the city for the roast duck this time have been eaten up. Let's wait until the next exam to eat the top student duck together, okay?" In the live stream, this top student is trembling. Top student duck, haha, Sister E is so cute. Chapter 896. Who can eat 500,000 servings? Who are you looking down on? I'm not bragging, but we don't even need foreigners. Our own countrymen have already bought them all. The live stream continued. Yan Kai had already begun to introduce the second product. Longjing tea from Xiqing. It has a faint fragrance after being brewed. Men and women who like to drink green tea, you must not miss this opportunity. While he was introducing, Xiangyi brewed a pot of tea with an antique tea set. The girl's movements were smooth and fluid, and her temperament was calm. Watching her brew tea would make one's heart calm down. Yan Kai continued to blabber on and on. It was a new model of internet marketing. Xiangyi brewed the tea slowly and calmly. It was a tea culture passed down from ancient civilizations. The two blended and complemented each other, creating a unique charm. After Xiangyi brewed the tea, she first opened a cup for Yan Kai and then handed it to Shui for him to taste. The Longjing tea is tender green and glossy, with a refreshing aroma. It tastes extremely sweet. While Yan Kai was talking, he happened to see Xiang Yi feeding Shui tea. His expression changed as he bitterly said, "Friends in the audience, it tastes even better when paired with dog food." Unsurprisingly, the tea leaves were also selling like hotcakes. At the Yunduan company. In the conference room, all the executives were watching the live stream on the big screen. The CEO slowly tasted the same type of green tea as the live stream while waiting for his assistant to report the real-time data. The data for the tea leaves is out, and the sales volume has skyrocketed. The tea leaves from more than a dozen tea plantations in Xiqing have all been sold out. However, we should be able to replenish the stock. Now, the overall sales ratio is 2/3 domestic and 1/3 overseas. The CEO smiled and said, "Okay, continue to pay attention." He vaguely glanced in a certain direction before retracting his gaze. The senior member of the conservative faction from last time was a little embarrassed now. He still didn't understand why those foreigners would travel all the way across the ocean to buy things from Hua Nation. Foreign products were obviously so high-end, so why would they buy these low-end local products? He said sarcastically, foreigners will only buy these small gadgets. If they really want to buy something big, they definitely won't be willing to spend so much money. Before he finished speaking, Yen Kai began to introduce the new flagship mobile phone of the Chinese mobile phone brand in the livestream. This phone uses the latest processor, and the hardware is also the best in the market. I'm also using this model. To be honest, the battery life is really durable, and the phone is also resistant to cold. Last year, when Guangguan and I went to the north to play, her phone was so cold that it automatically shut down. Mine is still fine. Oh right, the pixels of this phone are especially good. Xiangyi and Shui took a photo with their phones. The camera zoomed in on them. The two people in the photo looked unbelievably good-looking. Bullet screen. Do you think I'm lacking in pixels? What I lack is this face. I just realized that Sister E and Shui are so cooperative. Today's live stream was too smooth. All three of them are in good condition. Shuringdi posted on Weibo. It was the photo of the two of them. Why is this dog man so sweet? Cloud Computing Company. The conservative executive muttered, how can this phone be compared to foreign phones? How can foreigners buy it? Shui and Xiangyi worked so hard to promote it. I wonder how much money they received. The CEO said coldly, as far as I know, Xiangyi, Shui, and Yen Kai's team didn't receive a single cent from tonight's livestream. Chapter 897. The senior executive was speechless. The atmosphere at the scene became awkward. Someone broke the silence. Ahem, how are the cell phone sales? Have they sold it overseas? The moment the assistant received the news, he jumped up in joy and exclaimed, it's over 1,000,000 yuan. More than 400,000 cell phones have been sold overseas. This data was simply too surprising. Cell phones were not like the ones sold for only a few dozen yuan or a few hundred yuan. The cell phone model promoted by the livestream was priced at more than 5,000 yuan. Initially, many people were like the senior executive and thought that the cell phone would definitely not sell. Unexpectedly, the sales figures were almost 50-50 both at home and abroad. What did this mean? Firstly, the foreigners really approved of Xiangyi. Secondly, the foreigners really approved of domestic goods. Many netizens had also noticed this, and similar discussions appeared on various major social media platforms. I suddenly realized that there are quite a lot of people overseas who use our domestic cell phones. Damn, are our domestic goods that impressive? Had it already been sold to a foreign country without a word? And they're selling so well too. Domestic goods are good at fighting, but so is Sister E. It's morning in Russia now and half of the people in the library are watching Xiangyi's live stream. Isn't it scary? The conference room became lively until the senior executive of the Conservative Party spoke up, causing an awkward silence again. A cell phone that costs a few thousand yuan is very expensive for people in our country, but overseas wages are high and benefits are good, so it's not a big deal for them. They might just buy it casually. Which of the top luxury brands isn't from overseas? A bag costs tens of thousands of yuan and countless people are lining up to buy it. Look at any domestic brand that can make foreigners line up to buy it. The CEO was amused by his words. Do you mean to say that the air in foreign countries is sweet? I didn't say that, Mr. Wen. Don't read too much into my words, the senior executive of the Conservative Party said calmly, thinking that he had won back 10%. However, he heard Yen Kai's surprised and delighted voice in the live stream. I have good news for everyone today. Our domestic designer, Hades, Xiangqi's fashion brand, has officially launched its online store today. In addition to the physical stores in the country and abroad, you can also buy it from the online store in the future. Nanny is at a domestic brand? I'm shocked. It was true. This brand's design is too high-end, and the quality is better than foreign luxury brands. I always thought it was a foreign brand. Hades is an old fan. Hades said in an interview that this brand was originally called Love Bunny, but because his little sister was too embarrassed, they changed it to the Chinese pinyin abbreviation AT. Everyone seemed to have woken up from a dream. So this name was given by the crazy sister spoiling demon. At the studio, Xiangyi and Shui went to change their clothes and came back. The two of them were wearing matching outfits personally designed by Xiangqi, the Alice in Wonderland series. It had a fairy tale style design, but the overall design did not lose its retro and elegance. Whether it was the color matching, the tailoring, the style, or the materials, they were all impeccable. Shui and Xiangyi were natural clothes hangers. Along the way, the two of them were even more eye-catching than the international models at Fashion Week. The netizens were shocked. These clothes, the texture, and you're telling me that they're domestic goods? They're so much better than foreign luxury brands. Chapter 898. What the F***? Are Shui and Sister E going to walk on the runway in the next second? There's really an American businessman who got Xiangqi. Geniuses are geniuses indeed. They're comparable to Elizabeth, Mr. Liston, and the others who established the fashion style overseas. Sister Yi's dress is so beautiful. It's so tight that it's so tight. Hades's design of the velvet dress was truly one of the best. I'm going to buy it as my battle uniform. I'll wear this when I see my ex-boyfriend next time. I'll piss him off. Xiangyi and Shui were wearing the same style of clothing. Because it was a high-end ready-to-wear garment, there weren't many in stock. However, the price was comparable to that of overseas luxury goods. Even so, both of their clothes were sold out in seconds. At this moment, a netizen commented, "Don't panic if you can't buy it online. There are physical stores too. It's a new design that was only released 2 days ago." In an instant, some netizens immediately went out to the nearest store to grab the same style. Someone happened to be shopping in the mall and shared it on social media after grabbing it, but it attracted the ridicule of netizens. It's just a piece of clothing. Is it really worth spending 5 figures on it? I'm dying of laughter. This is all a trap of consumerism, get it? Only our countrymen would spend money on such a low-class brand. They might as well buy a big foreign brand. If you don't believe me, go overseas and take a look. Only foreigners would buy such a brand. At this moment, a Chinese blogger posted a video to share her daily life. Oh, amazing! This is the first time I've seen such a long line. She sounded surprised as she pointed her phone screen at the entrance of a certain store. The word "at" was clearly visible. She continued to sigh. At is a brand that has always been very popular overseas. Every time a new design is released, it would be snatched up by the rich overseas. It can't be helped. Hades's design concept is really amazing, especially the ready-to-wear women's clothing line. Those little dresses are really like fairy dresses. However, even if it's a new design, there won't be such a long line. There are so many people today. I think many people may have heard of the celebrity effect, but many people underestimate Xiangyi's influence. It's no exaggeration to say that any food she makes or outfit she wears can cause a craze overseas. She redefined the lives of countless people. The video lasted for a few minutes. It was full of praise for Xiangyi from all angles. It could be called a high-level bootlicking fart. After this Weibo post was posted, it instantly slapped a bunch of people in the face. Foreigners don't like domestic brands, and foreigners don't buy them at all? Sorry, it's selling so well that it's always out of stock. Cloud computing company. Xiao Wen laughed heartily when he heard the shocking sales figures of its online store. No matter what the higher-ups thought, they all laughed along. Only the senior official of the conservatives felt like crying. Could it be that his mouth had been blessed? No matter what he said, he would be slapped in the face. In the live stream, Xiangyi pinched the pom-poms embroidered on her skirt and listened attentively to Yan Kaikai's explanation. I really have to buy this lipstick. Every color was especially beautiful. I recommend this carrot color. It's absolutely beautiful. Yan Kaikai personally tried the lipstick. Xiangyi didn't feel burdened at all. She took out a lipstick and tried it on. Tomato red looks pretty good too. With one sentence from the young lady, this color was instantly out of stock. Xiangyi turned her face and shook the other lipstick in her hand. Her eyes were crafty, as if she had evolved from a rabbit into a fox. She asked Shui, "Do you want to try it?" Chapter 899. The girl's gentle and soft voice instantly caused an uproar in the live stream. Apply one, apply one. Haha, Shui didn't expect this, did he? His bunny knows how to trick her husband. I didn't expect to see Shui applying lipstick after cross-dressing. The netizens in front of their screens were amused. What a lifetime series. The next second, Shui raised his eyebrows. His black satin shirt accentuated his noble temperament. The man leaned back in his chair and smiled lazily. I can't let anyone else apply it, but since Tutu is applying it for me, I don't mind giving it a try. The man's voice was low and languid, smooth and magnetic, like a feather gently tickling one's heartstrings. Xiangyi instantly blushed and held the lipstick in her hand, not knowing what to do. In the comments section of the live stream, countless people were screaming online. "Oh, how can this man be so flirtatious? What kind of beautiful love is untimely? He's spoiling her to the heavens. Sister E, why are you applying it with your hands? Shut up. Use the color on your lips to apply it to Shui. I bet he won't refuse." A large number of fans were anxious and couldn't wait to be there in person to give Shui and Xiangyi a forceful massage. Yan Kai cheered, "Oh my! Smear, smear, smear. I'm looking forward to seeing which color Sister E will apply on Shui." His voice pulled Xiangyi back to reality. Realizing that she was still live streaming, the girl pinched her ears with her hands and pretended to be calm as she leaned closer to Shui. The black shirt and white skirt contrasted sharply and blended into each other. It was an unparalleled couple outfit design. Xiangyi's hands, which had killed the little black pig and lifted the heavy iron pot, were trembling slightly at this moment. She applied the lipstick on Shui's lips. The man's originally thin lips turned into an extremely gentle color, which didn't seem out of place at all. Xiangyi raised her hand and wiped away the excess words with her slender and milky fingertips. She blinked her doe eyes and suddenly had an idea. She used tomato-colored lipstick to draw a mole at the corner of Shui's eye. She had a cinnabar mole and light sandalwood lips, but she was extremely seductive. The live stream audience. "No, I'm dead, I'm gone. But Sister E, this is a stroke of genius. Shui, who has a mole in her eyes, is much more devilish. I'm definitely buying these two colors. Even if the Heavenly Emperor came, he wouldn't be able to stop them. Beauty sure, please consider becoming a beauty blogger. It's like a walking planter." Countless netizens clicked on the link excitedly, wanting to buy these two colors. In the end, he found that he couldn't even click on it. When he finally opened the page, he realized that both colors were sold out. Can the lipstick be reapplied? Yan Kai confirmed with the staff, and after getting a reply, he comforted everyone. "I'm sorry, there's no way to reapply it. The other colors are also very nice." The netizens began to complain. "Is there something wrong with this? You can't get anything if you want to buy it. Seriously, there aren't enough people in our country to buy it. Why do you want foreigners to buy it? Do you dare to add another 100,000 lipsticks? I'm so upset that I didn't get the baby. I can't afford clothes, bags and jewelry, but can I have lipstick?" At the same time, at Cloud Computing Company, the senior executive of the Conservative Party seemed to have aged 10 years. But why? Foreigners would actually buy these inferior domestic goods in his eyes. Chapter 900. In his eyes, foreign goods were the endorsements of high-end and classy products. As for domestic products, in his eyes, they were nothing more than low-end, shoddy knockoffs. However, the sales figures of the live stream today had completely slapped him in the face. High sales figures also show that high traffic can be realized. If we switch to foreign products today, the sales figures might be even higher, the conservative executive said stubbornly. However, no one paid any attention to him this time. Everyone knew that he was just feeling guilty and was trying to cover himself. Mr. Wen took a sip of tea and said, "Let's wait and see. It's hard to tell right from wrong, but the data doesn't lie. One by one, the treasures were sold out. Whether it was domestic or overseas netizens, they were all buying happily. Especially the overseas netizens, everyone found it incredible. Online shopping was so convenient. The most exaggerated thing was that 2 hours after the live stream, netizens from neighboring countries had already received express delivery. Admittedly, there was an element of joint marketing between the merchants and the express delivery company. They had arranged for people to take the earliest flight to deliver the goods. The cost alone far exceeded the value of the express delivery. However, this incident quickly became the hot search topic on major social media platforms around the world. #ChinaSpeed, #ChinaOnline shopping, #hashtag 2-hour cross-border express delivery after online shopping. Of course, the hot search topic was the same on the internet. #Xiangyi22 Alice's livestream is in progress. In the second half of the livestream, Yan Kaikai's throat was dry. Xiangyi poured him a cup of herbal tea and calmly began to control the situation. The spicy Tutu fans were worried for her, afraid that Xiangyi would fail to control the situation. Unexpectedly, the young girl perfectly controlled the situation. The way she introduced the products was not as passionate as Yan Kaikai. Instead, she explained in a gentle and detailed voice, giving people a feeling of sincerity. This millet can be used to make porridge. Pumpkin millet porridge or yam millet porridge are good choices. If you like red dates, you can also add some. It will have a faint sweet fragrance. Not only did the young girl introduce the products in detail, but she also repeatedly emphasized rational consumption. Don't spend impulsively. I hope that everyone will buy it because they really need it, and not because of me, Shui, or Kai Kai. However, the more Xiangyi didn't allow people to buy it, the more excited the netizens became. This is good stuff. Sister E is a good Sister E. How can I not buy it? Xiangyi, don't worry, Mama is rich. Mama must spend money on our baby. Ahem, I'm in my 30s this year, so I should be considered a fan of yours? Support Xiangyi. At 11 p.m., all the products were introduced. When they heard Xiangyi say that the live broadcast was about to end, the netizens were reluctant to part with it. There were a few discordant comments, all of which came from SMUF accounts that had just been registered. They've already earned all the money, what's the point of streaming? You guys support her with your hard-earned money. XY doesn't care about fans like you. Forgive me for being blunt, but when it comes to doting on her fans, Goddess Shin is the best in the entertainment industry. Xiangyi is different, she's just treating you guys like leaks. On the screen, the girl tilted her head and asked, I made supper, do you guys want to watch it? The girl added seriously, pay attention to the time. If you experience jet lag at night, don't stay up late. It'll be the same if you come back tomorrow. Chapter 901. The audience. They thought they were happy enough today, but they didn't expect there to be such a surprise. Xiangyi rested her cheeks in her hands and was in a dilemma. But what should I make? Papa? Barbecue? Fried chicken? Crayfish? She turned her little face and looked at Shui. Shui smiled and said, Instant noodles? Ah, yes, instant noodles are good too. Xiangyi's eyes lit up. Yan Kai was almost drooling. Sister E, pick any one of them. As long as it's made by you, I'll eat anything. Xiangyi shook her head. No, only children make choices. I want all of them. Huh? Not only was Yan Kai stunned, all the staff at the scene, as well as the audience in the live stream, were dumbfounded. Okay, it's decided then. Xiangyi clenched her fists. Anyway, there are so many of us. After we finish eating, I'll go change my clothes and arrange everything. The live stream was in an uproar. This is a benefit, right? It's a benefit, right? I like every kind of supper Sister E mentions. I must have been a glutton in my previous life, as expected of our Sister E. She dotes on her fans so much. Some of the sour grapes who pretended to be alt accounts to embarrass her can kneel down now. Some people really don't have mothers. I wish you a happy new year in advance. It's a blessing to suffer losses. I wish you all the best. No infertility. I wish you all many children and grandchildren. The alt accounts were all too embarrassed to come out and dance. At this moment, Xiangyi had already changed into light sportswear and tied her hair into a bun. She then walked into the kitchen. The girl once again displayed her amazing ability to manage time. While preparing to barbecue, she also marinated some chicken. While stir-frying the hot pot base, she also used another pot to stir-fry crayfish. The final product was almost ready at the same time. The hot pot had 9 sections, each with its own unique characteristics. The barbecued meat on the grill was dripping with grease. The fried chicken was golden and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Even the instant noodles were filled with rich ingredients such as meatballs, ham, and vegetables. The camera panned forward. The girl calmly held a colander and scooped out a spoonful of spicy crayfish into a bowl. Gulp. At this moment, there was no distinction between nationality, race, age, or gender. Everyone only had one feeling: hungry. The comments section was densely packed. If one didn't turn off the bullet screen, they wouldn't even be able to see the screen. The girl walked to the kitchen door and shouted, "Time to eat." Immediately, people filed in to serve the food. Yan Kai rushed to the front and picked up a basin of crayfish. He was smiling so widely that his eyes could not be seen. It's like Zhu Beiji has entered Gao Lao village's granary. Sister E is so generous with her food. Lobster by the plate, fried chicken by the caddy, barbecued meat skewers after skewers of meat. I'm dying. The supper ordered with the yellow and blue apps is here. Sister E wants to eat and so do I. To round things up, I'm having dinner with Sister E. The overseas netizens were also mesmerized by this magical and charming Oriental cuisine. Heavens! This one looked delicious, and that one looked delicious as well. Countless people went straight to Chinatown just to get the same dishes as Xiangyi's. In the yard of the manor, Li Jinyu arranged for people to put together a large table, and the supper was spread out all over the table. He waved his hand and the staff who were free all came over to eat together. The netizens immediately wailed. What kind of large-scale food broadcast is this? Leave us a way out. Our child can't get any fatter. Takeout? Takeout is impossible. Absolutely. TSK. I better order it. Chapter 902. That night, the number of takeout orders skyrocketed across the country, and countless bosses were grinning from ear to ear. Xiangyi, Shui, Yan Kai, Li Jinyu, and the others sat at a small table. Li Jinyu raised his glass and said, "Come on, let's toast to the successful end of today's live stream." Everyone raised their glasses in unison, and the cups collided in the air, making a crisp and pleasant sound. Sister E, you've worked hard. I must toast to Sister E again. I'll drink the wine while you drink the juice, Li Jinyu said sincerely. Thank you for making 2 under 1 roof what it is today. I won't say anything else, it's all in the wine. Xiangyi wanted to say something but stopped. Before she could open her mouth, Li Jinyu had already downed the glass in one gulp. She wanted to drink too. The girl reluctantly drank the juice. There was no wine, no soul. Shui flicked her forehead and chuckled. Little drunkard, you can't drink today. Xiangyi looked depressed and turned her face away, ignoring Shui. Everyone was delighted to see this, and the viewers in the live stream burst into laughter. Is the dog man being despised? Sister E, well done. What bad intentions does Tutu have? Tutu is just a cute little drunkard. Wu Zai looks so pitiful. Shui, let her have a taste. Just 1 sip should be fine, right? Under everyone's gazes, Shui poured a full glass of fruit wine and placed it in front of Xiangyi. Although it was just fruit wine, the girl was obviously very happy. If one had to describe it, she was like a lop-eared rabbit whose ears stood up and shook happily. In the next second, Shui covered the lid of the glass with her hand, and under Xiangyi's puzzled gaze, she asked lazily, "Do you want it?" Xiangyi nodded vigorously. Are you sure? She continued to nod. Okay, I'll satisfy you. Shui handed the fruit wine to Xiangyi. The girl was doubtful. She was worried that Shui was trying to trick her. She hesitated for a few seconds before she took it carefully. She tentatively took a small sip. Seeing that Shui had no reaction, She was relieved and calmly drank it. However, the little toy under the table couldn't help but shake around, revealing the owner's mood. Come, barbecue. Shui peeled the meat off the skewer and fed it to Xiangyi. Here, crayfish. Of course, it was the peeled shrimp. Fried chicken, open your mouth. Naturally, it was dipped in Xiangyi's favorite honey mustard sauce. Xiangyi took a sip of supper and a sip of wine. She was very happy. She felt that she was the happiest child in the world. Xiao Naofu jumped onto her lap and ate an unseasoned sori. Shui's eyes were as gentle as water. He rubbed the back of Xiao Naofu's neck and wiped its mouth. Xiangyi's eyes instantly turned cold because of this action. Everything was perfect, like a scene from a classic idol drama. But the Shui in front of her was no longer Shui. The surroundings were extremely noisy and lively. However, if one looked carefully, they would find a strong sense of unreality. Only Xiao Naofu in her arms was still eating fish without a care in the world. Xiangyi hugged the kitten tightly and maintained her composure. Her clear eyes looked straight at the man in front of her. Hello, may I ask who you are? The smile on the handsome face gradually froze. Finally, he raised his eyebrows and switched to a childish voice. 1 minute and 40 seconds. I can't believe he saw through it so quickly. However, he's still not as good as Lord Shui. He saw through the illusion in less than 10 seconds. It wasn't the real you. Let me introduce myself. I am a servant of God. Chapter 903. As she spoke, the Shui in front of her gradually turned into a chubby, miniature white tiger. Xiao Naofu widened its eyes. Wasn't this plagiarizing its idea? Little white tiger snorted. I didn't plagiarize you. This is my original form. It took lazy steps and jumped onto the table. Bending its 2 fleshy hind legs, it sat down. Woman, I'm the main system you speak of. Tremble. Be afraid. Xiangyi said coldly, Oh. Little white tiger, this damned woman was actually not afraid of the great mythological beast's original form. Xiangyi sat down and took out her phone. Although there was no signal, it could still be used. She opened the calculator and pushed it in front of little white tiger, her face expressionless. Since you're already here, let's calculate the accounts. Little white tiger? The compensation for me being forced to transmigrate, the compensation for our Xiao Naofu's failed reincarnation, and the compensation for our mental trauma. Xiangyi looked at it suspiciously. Are you really the main system? Can I believe you? Little white tiger's hair stood on end. Stupid woman, how dare you question my identity? I'm a mythological beast. Xiangyi interrupted it. Why do you still have an accent? Xiao Naofu, meow meow meow. And you're still saying you didn't plagiarize this tiger. Even the name is the same. Fu Fu is the name my master gave me. Little white tiger straightened its back and proudly raised its chin. Do you believe me now? As it spoke, a familiar mechanical voice sounded in Xiangyi's mind. Hello, the transmigration system is at your service. Xiangyi blinked and smiled. So it's Lord Fu Fu. My apologies for the lack of manners. The word Lord obviously pleased little white tiger. It squinted its amber eyes in satisfaction, as if hoping for Xiangyi to praise it a little more. Xiangyi went along with the flow and flattered it. Lord Fu Fu, is this your true body? With such a strong body, handsome face, and smooth fur, I've never seen someone as dazzling and charming as you. The little white tiger's ears trembled as it said, Enough. Do you think this tomahawk likes these flowery words? You're so wise. Of course, you wouldn't care about this. Xiangyi changed the topic. Then, about the compensation, can you make the decision? The little white tiger replied, Of course. Tell me, what do you want as compensation? Other than being with Madame Shui, I can satisfy all your other needs. Xiangyi calmly asked, Why? Are you going to take him away? The little white tiger tilted its head and looked at Xiangyi in confusion. It had the ability to read minds and had never taken any creature seriously. For example, it knew exactly what Xiao Naofu was thinking. However, it couldn't read any of the thoughts of this ordinary woman in front of it. However, Little White Tiger, which was also the main system, had absolute power. Thus, even if it couldn't read Xiangyi's thoughts, it didn't take this weak human seriously. Madame Shui is the god I want to protect. He doesn't belong here. Forget it, woman. You won't understand even if I tell you too much. Xiangyi looked calm, but she was actually hugging Xiao Naofu tighter. The kitten in her arms could feel it. She looked calm, but from the moment the main system appeared, she hadn't relaxed at all. Is he willing to go? The girl asked softly. Chapter 904. The Little White Tiger was obviously choked for a moment before it said proudly, "In the words of your world, Lord Shui is here to experience the tribulation. Now that he's done, he has to return to his original world. As for you, all right, since you're so pitiful, I'll erase all your memories of him. You won't be sad then. If you agree, I'll compensate you and this little fatty a lot. You'll become the richest man in this world. You can even travel to other worlds anytime you want. How about that?" Xiangyi said, "It does sound very tempting." Little White Tiger said, "Let's do it." The next second, the girl chuckled. "I don't agree." Little White Tiger widened its eyes. "Why, you'd better think carefully. Don't you want the compensation? Please don't change the concept. You should give me the compensation. As for erasing my memories, I'm just guessing. If I don't agree, you don't have the authority or can't erase my memories, right?" Little White Tiger was speechless. It realized that this woman was really annoying. Why would Lord Shui like a woman like her? On the other side, Little White Tiger's clone was tugging at Shui's trousers pitifully and crying. "Lord, come back with me. Fu Fu is so lonely when you're not around." Shui leaned against the back of the chair with his long legs crossed and glanced indifferently at the Little White Tiger beside his feet. "I'm not him," he said calmly. Yes, you are." Little White Tiger gestured with its claws, creating images in the air. They were the kind that could move. "Didn't I explain it to you? You're a god. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, you turned into a human. However, Fu Fu has found you now. As long as you come back with me, you can become a god again." Shui looked down. "Where is she?" Little White Tiger quickly expressed its loyalty. "I didn't hurt that stupid cough, big sister. Don't worry, I've stopped time. After we leave, time will start flowing again. Just give me a command, and I'll make them lose all their memories of you." "Is that so?" Shui said emotionlessly, as if she was indifferent to becoming a god. "It does sound very tempting." This familiar line gave the Little White Tiger a bad feeling. As expected, Shui's next sentence was, "Thanks, but I'm not interested." The Little White Tiger? What is this? Did Shui really like that woman that much? He liked her so much that he didn't even want to be a god? "You can't take me away by force, right?" Although it was a question, Shui used a declarative tone. The Little White Tiger was speechless. "It's so hard for me." Its mind-reading ability was useless against Shui, and it could not guess what Shui was thinking. "It seems that I'm right," Shui said calmly. "Maybe you should leave." The Little White Tiger's erect ears drooped down, and it looked at him with teary eyes. Shui was unmoved. "My lord, Fu Fu will wait for you. She will wait forever." Little White Tiger sobbed. "Do you have any wishes that you want to fulfill?" Whoosh! There was a commotion around them. There was chatter, clinking of glasses, and Li Jianyu's jeering. "Hey, Daddy Sure, be a good man. Let Sister E have a drink." Chapter 905. Xiangyi came back to her senses and ignored Li Jianyu's heckling. She turned to look at Shui. Shui was also looking at her. The girl reached out her small hand and wanted to touch Shui, but she paused in the air, as if she was afraid that it was still an illusion. In the next moment, Shui held her hand tightly and wrapped it in his palm. "It's me." His low voice spoke louder than 1,000 words. Xiangyi sniffled and lowered her head, her eyelashes trembling. Li Jianyu shouted, "Daddy Sure, may I be so bold as to say that you're in the wrong? Doesn't Sister E just want to drink some wine? Is this small request too much?" "It's not." The live stream was as lively as ever, and no one felt that time had paused. Shui, be a human. Look at how aggrieved Sister E is. Ah, give our Xiang E some fruit wine. Immediately. Immediately. Quickly. Why can't she drink it today? Our Sister E can drink it whenever she wants. Shui gently rubbed Xiang Yi's slender wrist with one hand and turned off the microphone with the other. He whispered in her ear, "Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm not leaving, okay?" Xiang Yi rested her forehead on his shoulder and said in a muffled voice, "Then, pinky swear." Shui chuckled and did as he was told. The two hooked their pinkies in the air and pressed their thumbs together. There was always someone who could make you do all the childish things in the world with him willingly. The crowd didn't know what was going on, but they were still touched by the sweetness. The audience was all chewing on the candy. However, the scene on Weibo was different. At the end of the live stream, Yunduan Company posted on Weibo, which roughly meant that the live stream of Xiangyi, Shui, and Yen Kai had broken the record. They were currently the best in the live stream industry. It was such a Weibo post that made the fans of the female live stream who was on the hot search list in the morning unhappy. They all left comments to complain. "Come on, you don't even have a specific number and you have the nerve to talk about breaking a record?" The two titles of Breaking Records and Number 1 Cargo Carrier are exclusive to our goddess, okay? Please don't use it indiscriminately, thank you. My goddess is so pitiful. The entertainment industry is so pitiful. She's so gentle, yet her works are so good. She even set a record for being the number 1 salesperson in the industry, yet she's still being stepped on by some marketing experts. I'm going to cry to death. The netizens were too lazy to eat this melon. Fans of a certain goddess, do you really not know what's going on? I'm dying of laughter. Since when did breaking records and being number 1 in goods delivery become exclusive titles? According to your logic, Tenderness in the World is Sister Yi's title. What right do you have to use it? Don't bother with this rotten melon. Friends, many big shots have come out to slap faces. That night, it became a hot topic that countless netizens talked about for many days. First of all, the cloud computing company had become even more powerful. Yunduan V, sorry for the wait, everyone. Due to the large number of sales figures, in order to ensure that there are no errors, our calculations have taken some time. Tonight's live stream of goods delivery has adopted the format of the first simultaneous live stream of goods delivery both at home and abroad. It has also received the support of our country's officials, as well as those of many other countries overseas. We are deeply honored. The total sales figures during the live stream were 14.7 billion yuan. Thank you at Xiangyi, at Shui, at Yen Kai for bringing glory to domestic goods, e-commerce, and online shopping. As soon as this Weibo post was posted, it was reposted by the Chinese officials. The caption was concise and comprehensive. They have brought glory to the country. Chapter 906. The netizens were in an uproar. Oh my god, this isn't Nanqing's official account, but China's official account. In other words, Xiangyi and the other two had been recognized by the country. That was not the end of it. Following that, all the major media outlets in the country reposted the post, and in the blink of an eye, several trending topics related to Xiangyi and the other two appeared. Hashtag glory for the country. Hashtag Xiangyi, Shui, Yen Kai livestreamed his sales. Hashtag domestic and overseas livestreamed sales exceed 10 billion. Hashtag each and every trending topic made countless celebrities envious. Spicy Tutu, Shui's sister, Untimely, and Yen Kai's fans were all extremely proud. There was nothing happier than a fan being recognized by others. The netizens also felt that Xiangyi and the other two were really amazing. Yen Kai's previous highest sales volume was more than 5 billion yuan, but this time, it had almost tripled. Someone directly tagged a certain goddess's fan under the Weibo post reposted by China's official account. Are you there? Come and get beaten up. Is your face swollen? Does it hurt? Your goddess's sales volume is only a little more than 100 million yuan. Of course, 100 million yuan is not a small amount, but it's not even worthy of carrying Sister Yi's shoes, understand? I'm dying of laughter. It's one thing to brag about being number 1 with more than 100 million yuan, But what kind of idiotic behavior is it to trample on Sister E? Why can't you guys use the brains that humans have evolved over millions of years? Just certain female celebrities fan insisted. It's fake. It's all fake. It must be fake. It's just a live stream. How can it sell so many goods? Do you think foreigners are stupid? Then, Yun Company posted another post on Weibo, as if waiting for these people to court death. Yun V. I'm sorry to inform everyone that there's a problem with our sales statistics. A certain female celebrity's fans did not even bother to read the full text. They only read the first sentence and began to mock and ridicule her, vividly explaining what it meant to be bisexual. See, Yun Company has come out to refute the rumors. Xiangyi's sales volume is not more than 10 billion yuan. It's fake news. After reading the full text, the netizens laughed uncontrollably, but they still deliberately played along with them. Yes, you're all right. Yes, it's all fake news, doghead. Your goddess is the best. Sister E is just an ordinary girl, doghead. In fact, the full text of the cloud computing company's statement was, Yunduan V. I'm sorry to inform everyone that there's a problem with our sales statistics. In the previous live stream, only the domestic sales were included. The 11.6 billion sales overseas were not included. Correction. The total live stream sales were 26.3 billion. Once again, we apologize for our mistake. Therefore, a strange scene appeared on the internet that night. Later, it was summarized by netizens as #human IQ atavism #not long after cloud company's correction on Weibo was posted. The official Weibo account of Country F's embassy also updated its status. The video posted by the embassy quickly became a hot topic on the internet. It was a speech of gratitude from the president of Country F to Xiangyi and the other two. Hello, friends from all over the world. I am the president of Country F, Charles. Here, on behalf of all the citizens of Country F, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Xiangyi, Shui, and Yan Kai. Thank you for making such a huge contribution to Country F's economy. China has imported a lot of raw materials from Country F and produced excellent products. I hope that we can maintain harmonious economic and trade relations. The citizens of our two countries will always be connected. Chapter 907. France was small in size and its industry was not very developed. Its economic development mainly depended on the export of various raw materials. Huan Nation was their largest importer. The president personally came forward to express his gratitude, partly out of diplomatic considerations, but more importantly, out of genuine gratitude. The rise of Chinese products also meant an opportunity for them. The number of likes, shares, and comments on the thank you speech skyrocketed. The netizens also truly felt how influential Xiangyi and the others, as well as two under one roof, were. Sister E is awesome. Shui is awesome. He's awesome. To be frank, the president of a country has come out to give a thank you speech. No one will dare to refute me if I say that little Lousy is a god, right? A certain female celebrity's fans are going to be slapped in the face, aren't they? Haha, I don't know if your fans are miserable or not, but your fans are miserable. The ones who were the proudest were none other than Spicy Tutu. Our sister E is being praised again. Happy. The Shui sisters were also feeling proud. There were many people who immediately jumped on the bandwagon. There were even some who directly became fans of Spicy Tutu and Untimely Couple. Afterwards, the major brands also took to the stage one after another to announce the sales figures of their brands and express their gratitude to Xiangyi and the others. At 11:59 p.m., Yun Company posted another update on their Weibo. Yun V. Tonight, we won a great victory. This Weibo post was liked more than 1 million times. That night, Xiangyi, Shui, Yan Kai, two under one roof, Yun Company, as well as the major brands of Chinese products, all made their presence felt in the hearts of many people. In the manner, after supper, everyone in the yard was so full that they were swaying left and right. Although they were physically exhausted, they were inexplicably excited. Li Jianyu, in particular, even sang a song in public in order to express his feelings. As soon as he opened his mouth, everyone's expressions changed. Xiangyi and Shi Sui were the only ones who remained calm. When he sang the chorus, some people couldn't help but plug their ears. How could there be someone who could sing a good luck song that could stop children from crying at night? Li Jianyu was so immersed in his singing that he couldn't extricate himself. If Wan Qing hadn't intervened in time, everyone would have been tortured by him for a long time. Wan Qing grabbed Li Jianyu's collar and pulled him back to his seat. She asked, "Since everyone is here, let's talk about the guest arrangements for the last episode." Li Jianyu was still unsatisfied. "Let me sing a few more lines." "I'm not satisfied yet. I think everyone likes my singing." "Everyone? Not really. A smart woman should learn to pretend to be deaf and dumb when necessary." Wan Qing knew this very well. She pretended not to hear Li Jianyu's words and turned to look at Xiangyi. "Sister Yi, what do you think?" Xiangyi was puzzled. "Where are the original guests?" Li Jianyu said awkwardly, "To be honest, I didn't think that the show would make it to the end. Also, we couldn't invite any guests, so the guest list for the last episode was blank." Later, Two Under One Roof became popular and there were more guests to choose from, but Li Jianyu had always felt that there were no suitable candidates. Someone suggested, "Why don't we invite all the guests who have been on the show?" Wan Qing vetoed the suggestion. "People like C7 and Zhong Yi have all received offers in advance. If we invite them now, we won't be able to arrange their schedules." Shi Sui said, "Why don't we invite Sister Yi and my family? We can get engaged while we work." Everyone? Chapter 908. You're indeed Shi Sui's dog. Other people would at most travel on public funds or take paid sh*t, but you're doing both at the same time. Amazing! While everyone was complaining in their hearts, they heard Xiangyi's gentle and clean voice. "Okay." Li Jianyu was overjoyed. Okay, I'll make the arrangements right away." Wan Qing was also instantly energized. "Leave the decorations of the engagement venue and the guests to me. I'll make sure everything is arranged properly for you." "Oh, thank you." The girl was a little embarrassed and whispered, "I'll call my brother and the others tomorrow." Everyone thought, "I'm the clown? When will the country get a girlfriend like Sister Yi?" However, at the thought that the last episode would be the ending of Two Under One Roof and the engagement of Shi Sui and Xiangyi, everyone was full of enthusiasm. The planner, scriptwriter, and the others were all present. With the brainstorming of the other staff members, they really came up with many wonderful plans. Everyone was in the midst of a heated discussion, unaware that a certain best actor had already taken the little bunny back to his nest. At 2 o'clock in the morning, the little bunny was carried out of the bathroom by a certain best actor. Shi Sui gently placed the girl on the bed. As soon as Xiangyi touched the bed, she trembled subconsciously, causing the man to chuckle. Xiangyi was embarrassed and covered her head with the quilt. "Don't cover yourself so tightly." Shi Sui raised his hand and pulled the quilt down a little, revealing half of the girl's face. Xiangyi's voice was as soft as cotton candy. "I'm sleepy. Go to sleep?" Xiangyi asked seriously, "What's the meaning of the word, sleep?" Shi Sui didn't know whether to laugh or cry. The girl heaved a sigh of relief and sat up with the quilt in her arms. She leaned against the soft and fluffy pillow at the head of the bed and asked, "Have you really thought about what the little white tiger said?" Shi Sui lifted the quilt and lay beside her. The little girl rested her forehead on his shoulder. "First, it's not trustworthy. Second, it's unnecessary. Third," he paused and said in a low voice, "I've never wanted anything. I've only been greedy once, and that's enough." To be able to stay by Xiangyi's side for a long time was his greatest greed. Xiangyi hugged him and rubbed against his collarbone like a cat. The room was quiet for a while before the young lady spoke in a gentle voice. "I'm very touched, but I don't want you to feel burdened because of me. If one day, if you regret it, just tell me. I'll respect all your choices." Just like how Shi Sui had never asked for anything else, she had always been the same. Being liked was a blissful thing, but not being liked was no big deal. It was just that he would feel sad. After being sad for a long time, she got used to it. "Chasing me away?" Shi Sui noticed the change in the girl's mood and deliberately teased her. Sorry, I'm thick-skinned and I don't mind being a rogue. Xiangyi said, I'm serious, huh? Didn't you say that you wanted to sleep? Shi Sui raised his eyebrows. The best way to stop her from letting her imagination run wild was to make her lose the energy to let her imagination run wild. In the kitty villa, Xiao Naofu was lying alone on its large hammock, playing with its tail out of boredom. Damned fat cat. Hearing the childish voice of a child, Xiao Naofu's eyes widened as he vigilantly looked around. Whoosh! The illusion reappeared. The little white tiger floated in the air and sized up Xiao Naofu in disdain. Change your name, or I'll stop little Shiji from getting reincarnated. Chapter 909. Xiao Naofu meowed habitually, but as soon as it opened its mouth, it discovered, I can speak now? Little white tiger looked down at it condescendingly. Not only are you fat, but you're also stupid. Atrocious. I'm not fat. That stupid woman said that all big tigers are as strong as me. Little white tiger rolled its eyes. I'm the big tiger. You're just a stray cat. The word, stray cat, deeply hurt Xiao Naofu's nerves. It pursed its lips, turned over, and ignored little white tiger. Hey. Little white tiger changed its angle and called out, Stupid fat cat, change your name, do you hear me? It tried to read Xiao Naofu's thoughts, only to realize that Xiao Naofu's thoughts were too simple. Boo-hoo-hoo, it's so annoying. Why does its fur look smoother than mine? Am I not the most handsome tiger in the world? Little white tiger was speechless. Ever since he took charge of the fast crossing program, he had dealt with too many scheming, insidious, and cunning people. He had seen countless forms of creatures show their despicable nature, but when he suddenly encountered a silly creature like Xiao Naofu, he quite liked it. Little white tiger coughed. Hey, stupid fat. Xiao Naofu, do you want to know where little Shiji is? Xiao Naofu's ears twitched and pricked up. Little white tiger knew that cats' hearing was dozens of times better than humans. Besides, they were in its illusion, so Xiao Naofu could definitely hear it. Here, let me show you. It conjured a screen that resembled a television. I'm not looking, I don't care if it can be reincarnated or not. Xiao Naofu deliberately covered its eyes with its meaty paws, but it quietly opened a gap. In the picture, a majestic lion was tearing at a magical beast opposite it. Little white tiger took out a carrot from somewhere and explained while chewing on it. This is its original body. Actually, it's quite powerful and can be considered a semi-mythical beast. It's quite ironic that it was tortured to death by a human who had signed a contract with it. It had accumulated enough points and could be reincarnated as a cat or a dog. However, it wanted to reincarnate as a human and raise you, so it requested to quickly transmigrate to another world to accumulate more points. I really don't understand. He was clearly hurt by the creature he was protecting, so why would he protect another creature? Seeing Xiao Naofu's current appearance, its voice suddenly stopped. The little kitten's icy blue eyes were filled with tears, as if they would fall at any moment. The mind-reading skill was activated, and little white tiger could feel all of Xiao Naofu's sadness. It was real, pure, and not mixed with any other sadness. Its ears instantly drooped down. Xiao Naofu sobbed. This ho-ho doesn't care about it. I don't care what it does, it has nothing to do with me even if it dies. Before he could finish his sentence, the lion on the screen was clawed by the magical beast on the opposite side, and a few bone-deep wounds appeared on its face. Xiao Naofu wailed even harder. Little white tiger felt a headache coming on. Although it was omnipotent, it didn't know how to coax people. Not to mention coaxing a cat. Seeing Xiao Naofu curled into a ball and crying, its tears dripping onto its meaty paws, its heart melted into a mess. Forget it, it's just the same name. What bad intentions could such a cute kitten have? Chapter 910. Hence, little white tiger scratched a few times in the air, and the lion on the screen instantly dealt with the magical beast on the opposite side as if it had been helped by God. Little white tiger said proudly, "You're welcome, I just helped it cheat." In a certain Western fantasy plane, little Shiji was confused. Why did I suddenly become stronger? Little did it know that it didn't have to spend money at all. It had become a cheat just by relying on a few drops of Xiao Naofu's tears. Xiao Naofu stared blankly at this scene. After a few seconds, it finally reacted and looked away fiercely. I don't care if it's all right or not, let alone if you're powerful. However, its thoughts had already been read by the little white tiger. Ah, that's great, little Shiji. How can this tiger not only be more handsome than me, but it's also much more impressive than me? Invisible flattery was the most pleasing to the tiger. Little white tiger wagged its tail in an arc in the air, so fast that it almost left after images. On the account that you don't know anything, I won't hold it against you for having the same name as me. Xiao Naofu tilted its head and asked, Are you also called Xiao Naofu? Who gave you that name? Your master? It's the woman my master likes, a very annoying rabbit spirit. Little white tiger looked a little lonely, and the carrot in its hand was no longer fragrant. She may be a little annoying, but I still miss her. No one tastes better than the carrots she grows. No, wake up. Master died because of her. At the thought of this, little white tiger threw the carrot away angrily. Let me tell you, women are the most terrifying creatures in the infinite universe. You must stay away from women, including that stupid woman inside. She's the one who dragged our Lord Shui down. Xiao Naofu knew that it was the main system and had always been very cowardly. However, it suddenly stood up and roared at little white tiger. Shut up. I'm the only one who can call her a stupid woman. You're not allowed, you're not allowed. Little white tiger was dumbfounded. Ah, this distant and long-lost feeling. How long has it been since someone dared to treat me like this? Little fatty, you've successfully attracted my attention. You damned little kitty, do you know what you're saying? Little white tiger said arrogantly, the one in front of you is the divine white tiger, the servant of Lord God, the protector of the universe's order, the guardian of the transmigration system, the good friend of the rabbit spirit. Before it could say the word, friend, it swallowed it back down. Damn it. It was all that woman's fault. She could have just thought of the first few lines. Why did she have to add the last line? Even after so many years, it was still unable to get rid of this habit. Xiao Naofu took 2 steps back, but it retreated too quickly. Its soft and chubby body lost its balance and sat down with a thud. Its eyes were blank and innocent, and it looked weak, helpless, and pitiful. All of a sudden, it struck the little white tiger's heart. It was such a cute kitten. Why couldn't she forgive it? Wasn't it just yelling at it? All of the creatures that had done this had been struck by divine lightning and burned by divine flames. However, little white tiger only gave Xiao Naofu's head a hard rub and left a harsh remark. If you dare to yell at me again, I'll rub you until you're bald. Xiao Naofu? It's really a kind and forgiving tiger. Naturally, this thought was read by the little white tiger. Before it left, it gave Xiao Naofu a bunch of hacks and didn't forget to pick up the carrot. Chapter 9:11. Xiao Naofu tilted its little head, still unaware of what had happened. The next day, when Xiangyi woke up, she was empty beside her, but there was a furry and warm kitten in her arms. Morning, stupid woman. Morning. Xiangyi responded tiredly. Suddenly, she realized that something was wrong and stared at Xiao Naofu. How did you know how to talk? The kitten's voice was soft and coquettish. After that white tiger came to find me yesterday, this tiger suddenly learned how to talk. Main system? Xiangyi thought for a while. Maybe it's compensation for you? Probably. Xiao Naofu rubbed against the cloud-like softness and said coquettishly, Stupid woman, this tiger is hungry. I want to eat shrimp, fish, and pumpkin-covered rice. Xiangyi smiled and pinched the back of its neck. What did you call me? Xiao Naofu. Oh no, I accidentally said what's on my mind. The soft and white kitten instantly cowered. This tiger, I didn't call you a stupid woman. Xiangyi had a hard time holding back her laughter, but her expression was deliberately cold. Lying kitten, you won't get to eat. Xiao Naofu looked at its paws and didn't dare to look at her. I know I was wrong. Xiangyi couldn't hold back and kissed it on the forehead. Why is our little Naofu so cute? Xiangyi went to the kitchen to make cat food. Xiao Naofu saw butterflies outside through the floor-to-ceiling windows and ran out to play with them. When the staff passing by saw it, they couldn't take their eyes off it. Oh my god, why is Xiao Naofu so cute? Yeah, its looks are simply amazing. Don't you think that Xiao Naofu fits all the beautiful images humans have of cats? Unknowingly, a large group of people surrounded it, taking photos and feeding it. After catching the butterflies, Xiao Naofu turned around and saw so many people. It let out a cold and proud meow. Screams erupted from the crowd. It's meowing, it's meowing. Why is this kitten's meowing sound so nice? Xiao Naofu? What's wrong with these humans? What it didn't know was that its ability to speak human language, perfect appearance, and heavenly voice were just the tip of the iceberg of the many cheats that the little white tiger had given it. On Weibo, the official Weibo account of 2 Under One Roof posted a good morning greeting with a picture of a 9-grid grid. Shi Sui and Xiangyi each had one photo, and the other 7 were all Xiao Naofu's. At first, some netizens complained, "Come on, we want to see Shi Sui's sister not some random cat, okay?" But when everyone clicked on the photo, everyone was stunned. Everyone's pupils trembled. Everyone acted out the famous philosopher's law. How fragrant! What kind of adorable kitten is this? Ax debut as a C. You must take the flowery path. Are the kitten's eyes sapphire? I can't believe a cat is so handsome. In the blink of an eye, this Weibo post was liked tens of thousands of times, and Xiao Naofu's photo was widely circulated. In just one morning, a super hot topic about Xiao Naofu, a fan club, and a fan support website were all set up. Its popularity made countless celebrities sad and shed tears. Humans are inferior to cats. That was not the end of it. Many directors directly contacted Si Chuanbai. Forget it if your artist doesn't want to act anymore, why don't you let your cat come out and work? The price is negotiable. Si Chuanbai? Chapter 9:12. Is Shi Sui a has-been? She is, right? She used to look for me for collaborations, but why is it Xiao Naofu now? Here, look at the trending searches. Nan handed his phone to him. Si Chuanbai skimmed through it and finally understood what was going on. To put it simply, Xiao Naofu was on fire, and it was exploding in popularity. 2 Under One Roof specially set up an account dedicated to sharing Xiao Naofu's daily life. In just one day, the number of fans quickly exceeded 5 million, and the number was still increasing. As soon as a photo or video of Xiao Naofu was uploaded, it would definitely dominate the trending searches. Hence, in the following period of time, in addition to watching the warm daily lives of Shi Sui and Xiangyi, the netizens' favorite hobby was to watch various videos of Xiao Naofu. A few days later, Xiao Naofu's account had more than 10 million fans on Weibo, and there were also many fans on the short video platform. Its popularity was also extremely high overseas. In particular, the video of Xiangyi and Xiao Naofu appearing on camera at the same time was loved by netizens all over the world. While the netizens were laughing and joking as usual, they saw an update on the official Weibo of 2 Under One Roof. 2 Under One Roof v. 2 months ago, Xiangyi Shi Sui met everyone through the medium of livestream. 2 months later, we ushered in the last livestream. It's goodbye, but it's also not. Starting from 9 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, we will livestream the entire day to bid everyone a proper farewell. As soon as this Weibo post was posted, some netizens thought it was a joke. Haha, did your account get hacked? How can such a popular variety show end? Isn't it good to make money? It's actually been 2 months? I feel like we just started watching Little Cut yesterday. However, as time passed, no staff came out to clarify. Instead, Shi Sui, Xiangyi, Li Jianyu, and the others all reposted this Weibo post. Shi Sui v. It's a pleasure to meet you again in this lifetime. Xiangyi v. It's good to be cherished in this lifetime. Li Jianyu v. I'm very happy to be able to produce such a variety show. I'm very happy that everyone affectionately calls it Little Trashy. I'm very happy that so many people like Shi Sui and Xiangyi, but all good things must come to an end. Thank you for your continued support. We won't say goodbye. The netizens were dumbfounded. Then the entire internet exploded. Subconsciously, everyone knew that there would be a day when the story would end, but when that day came, they were not willing to believe it. No way, right? Together in the end? No. You can also reduce your live stream time in the future. Can you live stream one day a week or half a month? I won't be able to see Shi Ingdi's sister Yi and Xiao Naofu anymore. Storm is crying. Please continue the live broadcast. Hot searches on Weibo, hot posts on forums, video analysis. There were discussions about the upcoming end of Two Under One Roof everywhere. However, no matter how unwilling everyone was to accept it, this day still came. At 8:50 p.m., the live broadcast room was still dark, but the number of people watching online had easily exceeded 10 million. In fact, since last night, there were already loyal fans hanging up in the live broadcast room. The discussion forum was as lively as ever. Some were sad, some were skeptical, and some were praying. At 8:59 a.m., time ticked by. When the needle pointed to 9 a.m., the live broadcast room lit up. The first thing that caught everyone's attention was the staff on site. Li Jinyu stood in the middle of the crowd and said with a smile, "Welcome to the last episode of Two Under One Roof!" Chapter 9:13. As soon as he spoke, the eyes of many people in front of the screen turned red. Li Jinyu was considered the most easygoing variety director. When the netizens teased him, he would just chuckle and never mind. Dang, this is our main team. Everyone has worked hard for the past 2 months. If it were any other team, they would probably reply, "It's not hard at all, it's our pleasure," or, "Director, you've worked hard too." However, the staff of Two Under One Roof replied, "Yeah, we've worked hard. Can we take paid leave? So, Director, when will we get paid? Our children are starving for the rest of the month." After the live stream, will we still be able to eat Sister Yi's cooking in the future? Director, after the show, can you call me Daddy? I've been hiding it from you for a long time. Actually, I'm your Daddy fan. Li Jinyu was speechless. The netizens burst into laughter. It's still a familiar scene. Usually, Li Jinyu would often be criticized by the cameraman, the lighting engineer, and Ruan Qing. It was a great hobby of the audience to watch him get criticized. Okay, let's cut to the chase. Li Jinyu gestured. Come on, pull up the banner. Thus, the audience saw the staff pull up a bright red festive banner. Let's celebrate the successful completion of Small Piece. The netizens couldn't help but complain. What the hell is this banner? They call themselves Small Piece. This must be the most self-deprecating program in history. Ha! Director, that's enough. I'm laughing so hard before I can cry. As Li Jinyu announced, let's begin the main show. Let's welcome the guests. Everyone's attention followed the direction of the camera. From the lush courtyard to the gate of the manor, it was a familiar scene that everyone had seen countless times in the past 2 months. A dark-colored business car happened to stop at the gate. A young esports god got out of the car and habitually pressed his black cap down. Sensing that the camera was filming him, he raised his head and nodded slightly as a form of greeting. The audience in the live stream began to scream. It turned out to be the esports god, Smog. Big brother. The familiar gentle voice was mixed with a little girl's soft and coquettish voice. He saw Xiangyi trotting over in her slippers. Her pea-green skirt swayed in a beautiful arc. When Xiangyu saw her, the corners of his pursed lips curled up, but when the distance between them closed, he put on the airs of an older brother. Run slower if your legs are short. Xiangyi smiled. But I want to see my brother as soon as possible. Xiangyu, give me a shout next time. I have long legs, so it'll be faster if I run to see you. The interaction between the brother and sister caused the bullet screen to say, "The country owes me a brother." While the two of them were talking, a flashy blue sports car came from behind. With a drift, Xiang Qi, who was in the convertible seat, took off his trendy sunglasses and whistled. "Third brother." Xiangyi waved at him. Xiang Qi smiled devilishly. "What you're wearing today looks pretty good." Every stitch and line of the dress the girl was wearing was personally sewn by him. Of course, he didn't forget to shake the pincushion rabbit on his car keys and show off to Xiangyu. This is the little rabbit my sister gave me. I have it, but you don't, Xiangyu. He looked at Xiangyu faintly. Sister, why don't I have it? Chapter 9:14. Xiangqi said smugly, that must be because my sister's favorite brother is me. The girl said weakly, I didn't have time to hook all of them. I only hooked 2. Last time, third brother snatched one away. Xiangyu gritted his teeth in displeasure. The next second, a pair of pale and slender hands silently appeared behind Xiangqi and casually took away the bunny in his hand. Hey, why does this bunny look like it was given to me by my sister? The camera panned as everyone's eyes fell on the thin but tall Xiangli. The man was wearing a simple white shirt and black trousers. His hair was soft, and he wore a pair of silver-rimmed glasses. He looked gentle, elegant, knowledgeable, and calm. However, the smile at the corner of his mouth revealed the childish side of a man. Xiangqi was so angry that he stomped his feet. My sister gave it to me. It's mine now, Xiangli said calmly. Xiangqi wanted to snatch it back, but Xiangli looked weak and powerless. In fact, he could easily defeat him in martial arts. The two exchanged a few blows. Xiangqi's carefully styled hairstyle was messed up, but Xiangli's breathing rate didn't even increase. Some people saw that his hand injury had healed and were excited. Sister Yi's medical skills are amazing. Haha, bullying your brother as soon as his hand injury is healed. Dr. Li is at most 5.5 years old. Dr. Xiang's hand is finally healed. He's a scientist on the level of a national treasure. You must protect him well in the future. As the older brother, how can you bully your younger brother? Xiangqi complained. Xiang Li's expression was indifferent as he pushed his glasses up. Aren't younger brothers meant to be bullied by older brothers? Ah! Xiangqi, who couldn't win in a fight or an argument, flew into a rage. Xiang Li smiled faintly like a spring breeze. However, a moment later, his smile also froze on his face. The felt bunny in his hand was snatched away by a pair of large hands. A low and clear voice sounded in everyone's ears. Little rabbit hooked up with little rabbit? Netizens, haha, lawyer Xiang forbids nesting dolls? Li Jinyu, who was enjoying the show, added fuel to the fire behind the camera. Yes, 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 it was Sister Yi who seduced him. Sanction, who was dressed in a formal suit and tie, raised his eyebrows and calmly said, Mine. Xiangli? With the great demon king here, even if his hand injury had healed, he still wouldn't dare to act recklessly. Therefore, Xiangli could only watch helplessly as his big brother stuffed the rabbit into his suit pocket without batting an eyelid. Xiangqi, however, let out a gloating laugh. Ha, who will be spared by the heavens? Xiangyu suddenly felt a sense of balance. He even comforted himself, since I'm going to lose it sooner or later, it's better to never have it. The live stream was also filled with laughter. I can watch this family interaction for a year. As expected of the man at the top of the food chain. Dr. Xiang's expression is so similar to this emoji pack, happiness gone. Sanction put away the felt bunny and looked around. What's the matter? Do you have a problem with that? Xiang Li and the others shook their heads. The Xiang family's motto was, in life, follow your heart when you should, Xiang Yi said softly. Later, I'll hook you guys up. At this moment, Shi Sui walked over with Xiao Naofu in her arms. The man turned his wrist nonchalantly, and the felt bunny made into a bracelet around his wrist bone instantly attracted the attention of the Xiang brothers. Hello, brothers, huh? Do you still want to snatch the bunny? Sorry, Sister Yi was the first to give it to me, everyone. Chapter 9:15. The netizens in the live stream were all laughing their heads off. Ah, the fragrance of green tea. Welcome to Sui Sui's tea art lesson. Shi Sui, have you learned a little trick that deserves a beating every day? I can't take it anymore, I'm laughing so hard. Longjing boy Sui Sui, I love him. Invisible smoke filled the air. Seeing that the battle to beat up Shi Sui was about to break out, Xiangyi made a prompt decision. I'll hook it. I'll hook it now. One for each of us. Thus, the live stream viewers witnessed the family return to the living room. Xiangyi then took out her tools, lowered her head, and obediently used a needle to hook the bunnies. Xiangyi was nimble and deft, and with the guidance of a master craftsman like Xiangqi, she could hook a bunny in a few minutes after mastering the trick. However, when it came to distributing the bunnies, an accident happened again. Xiangyi, one for each of us. She handed them out one by one, only to hear her third brother, Xiangqi, threaten her fourth brother, Xiangyu. Give me yours. Xiangyu? The young esports god sneered. Why should I? Xiangqi flashed his fist. Xiangyu turned his head and complained, Second brother, look at him. He's bullying us. Then, both of their bunnies were snatched away by Xiangli with a grin on his face. Xiangyi, the netizens, have I seen this episode before? Is this a familiar scene? I suddenly have a bad feeling. Sure enough, the two bunnies that Xiangli snatched had barely warmed up when he met the gaze of the great devil, Sanction. He confirmed with his gaze. Sanction said indifferently, Give it to me. Xiangli braced himself. Big brother, I'm not a child anymore, you can't just take them away like that. Sanction raised his eyebrows. He never liked to talk nonsense. He took off his suit jacket, slowly unbuttoned his cufflinks, and rolled up his shirt, revealing his muscular and beautiful forearm. Xiangyi wanted to stop the fight, but Shui grabbed her by the collar and pulled her aside. The girl looked at him in confusion. Shui whispered, Do you want to know how to solve it? Xiangyi asked curiously. Kiss me and I'll tell you. Xiangyi's ears turned red. Is it here? The audience who heard the conversation between the two revealed motherly smiles. Dear, give me a kiss. Stick out your tongue. Continue playing the paid content. Come on, let's go to school together. Untimely has been locked. Seeing that the eldest brother was really going to beat the second brother, Xiangyi panicked. She stood on tiptoe and kissed the man on the chin. It was a very light and short kiss, but it made many students scream. The girl's deer-like eyes were full of anticipation. Although she was a little shy, she still asked, How do we solve it? Shui's thin lips curled up slightly as he waved his phone at Xiangyi. He dialed Xiangfeng's number. I'm already at the door, why are you still calling? I'm hanging up. After Xiangfeng finished speaking, he swiped his fingerprint and entered the living room. Seeing the tense atmosphere, he was a typical bystander who didn't mind if things got out of hand. He said with a grin, I'm sorry. Fight. When your grandpa comes later, he'll definitely beat you up one by one. Xiangfeng waved at Xiangyi. Little Xiangyi, come here, let's watch the show together. I bought melon seeds, peanuts, and your favorite ice grape cheese and spicy duck neck. Everyone looked at him in unison. Xiangfeng's expression changed drastically. Oh no! I let it slip. Chapter 9:16. Xiangyi frantically gestured at him, but unfortunately, it was too late. Xiangyu frowned. Don't you know that Tutu's period is coming up? Xiangfeng wanted to slap himself in the face as he forcefully corrected himself. I didn't buy it for Xiangyi, I bought it for myself. I just wanted her to have a taste. Xiangqi said fiercely, You gave her a taste of something cold? Spicy? Is there such an unreliable uncle like you? It should be fine to have a taste, right? Xiangfeng said guiltily. In response, Xiangli gave him a kind smile. Uncle, are you sure? Xiangfeng's heart, sob, was his mouth blessed? Why did he expose himself as soon as he opened his mouth? He smiled. Then I'll eat and she'll watch. The Demon King, who had been silent all this time, said, Torture the little rabbit? Xiangfeng at #%*, it turned out that whatever he said was wrong. Hand over all the junk food. Sanction reached out his hand. Not far away, Xiangyi pouted, looking extremely pitiful. She loved to cook, but she also loved to eat the junk food outside. Couldn't she have such a simple joy? Shui's low chuckle entered her ears. How is it? Problem solved, right? Xiangyi felt as if the moon had been lifted from the clouds. She was suddenly enlightened. It was true. As soon as little uncle opened his mouth, he instantly attracted the attention of everyone present. The brothers had already thrown the matter of fighting over the little rabbit to the back of their minds. The netizens thought, there doesn't seem to be a problem? I feel like sure Ingdi is a bit of a dog. The self-confidence point in front, take it away a little. Ha, little uncle would be the strongest MT in the game. His ability to pull aggro is maxed out. In the end, all the junk food was distributed to the staff. Li Jianyu didn't stand on ceremony either. Relying on his privilege as a director, he swung his legs and ate heartily. Xiangyi watched him take a sip of the duck neck and drink, her voice soft. Is it good? Li Jianyu laughed maniacally. Ah, delicious. Very delicious. Xiangyi. Then you should eat more. The little girl's lonely figure went to the courtyard to play ball with Xiao Naofu. Swish, swish. The sound of footsteps came from behind, followed by the appearance of a sneaky figure. Xiangyi subconsciously picked up the broom beside her, but then she heard a familiar voice. Little Xiangyi. It's me. Little uncle, why don't you use the door or the window? Xiang Feng chuckled and pulled out a thermos flask from behind him as if he was performing a magic trick, along with a few packs of duck necks. Hee hee, I even secretly hid one for you. Xiangyi. Little uncle, you're so nice. Good girl, hurry up and eat. Otherwise, I'll be finished if they find out. Xiang Feng said as he unscrewed the lid of the thermos and stuffed it into Xiangyi's hands. He then tore off the packaging of the duck neck. Xiangyi had just taken a sip of ice grape cheese, and she was so happy that her eyes narrowed. This is great. Little did they know that everyone in the live stream was spamming. Danger alert ahead. In the next second, Xiang Yin's roar sounded from afar. Little brat. What are you giving Tutu? Xiang Feng's hand trembled, and the packaging was torn apart. The duck neck fell to the ground and rolled to Xiang Yin's feet. He opened his mouth with a look of despair in his eyes. There's no point in spouting nonsense now. Xiang Yin wished he could hit him with his walking stick. Can a girl eat spicy food before she's having her period? Xiang Feng asked in a panicked tone, Little Xiangyi, where are the trees? Where's the tallest tree? Chapter 9:17. Xiangyi was speechless. Netizens, ha! I knew it. Uncle won't let us down. I'm dying of laughter. Xiang Fengfeng's mouth is definitely blessed. What the heck? Mr. Xiang really knows how to climb trees? Oh my god, is he the reincarnation of Wukong? It's such a tall tree and he's wearing leather shoes. Yet he managed to climb it in minutes. The scene was chaotic. Xiang Feng quickly climbed up the tree while Xiang Yin lectured him under the tree. Xiangyi explained feebly that she wanted to eat junk food, so Xiang Feng bought it for her. Xiang Yin hollered at Xiang Feng, who was on the tree. Tutu wants to eat junk food, so why did you buy it for her? You're already in your 30s. Can't you save her some trouble? Xiang Feng sobbed. I've been wronged. Xiang Yin turned to look at Xiangyi and said, Tutu, don't be afraid. I'm only scolding that jerk. I'm not scolding Tutu at all. In the live stream, Xiang Feng is a double standard online. Grandpa is a double standard online. Xiang Feng is so pitiful. Haha, but why do I feel like laughing so much? Xiangyi still wanted to explain, but she was pulled into the living room by Madame Xiang. Xiang Feng, on the other hand, was lectured by Xiang Yin for half an hour. He had to look up at the sky at a 45-degree angle without crying. Why am I always the one who gets hurt? After the Xiang family arrived, Xiangyi went to the kitchen to prepare lunch. The netizens thought that she would cook a sumptuous banquet today, but to their surprise, it turned out to be very ordinary, home-cooked dishes. Stir-fried shrimps with cucumber, winter melon and pork rib soup, scrambled eggs with tomatoes, boiled vegetables. Shui helped out, and the two of them had a tacit understanding of each other. The kitchen door wasn't closed, and Madame Xiang looked at the warm and harmonious scene in the kitchen with a look of relief in her eyes. Madame Xiang, in particular, liked Shui more and more. She recalled the conversation that Shui had with them in the study of the old residence. Xiangyi did not know about that conversation. Shui, who had been meticulous in everything she did since she was a child and had impeccable etiquette and social skills, had taken out a stack of documents like a rash young man that day. All of his real estate, insurance, savings, and collections were under Xiangyi's name. Xiang Yin humphed coldly and said, We don't care about that. Our family's little rabbit is doted on by our family. Shui was silent for a long time. The man looked sincere and gentle. I've schemed for 27 years, but after meeting her, I don't want to scheme anymore. Xiang Yin was instantly at a loss for words. I may not be able to give you much, but it's all I have. I won't restrain my mother like my father did. I'll give her complete freedom. Like you too, I hope that Tutu can live a free, bright, lively, and unrestrained life in the future. The memories were still vivid in his mind. Madame Xiang covered her mouth and chuckled, her eyes filled with joy. Little Rabbit has chosen the person she likes, and the other party is also firmly in love with her. Great. At this moment, Xiao Naofu appeared at Xiang Yin's feet and looked at the unfamiliar and ferocious old man curiously. Xiang Yin exclaimed, "Get it away! What's the point of raising these cats and dogs? They have so many germs on them." Xiang Yin didn't like cats, which was also the reason why Xiang Yi didn't bring Xiao Naofu back to the old residence. Xiao Naofu looked at Xiang Yin with its icy blue eyes and tilted its head slightly, feeling both innocent and hurt. Meow. Xiang Yin was speechless. How can there be such an adorable kitten in this world? Chapter 9:18. Xiang Yu was about to carry Xiao Naofu away when he heard his grandfather coughing softly. I don't think it's very dirty," Xiang Yu explained. "Xiao Naofu is very clean. It bathes regularly to remove insects and trim its nails. It also licks its fur every day." Xiang Yin said with an amiable gaze, "Is that so? Come on, let Grandpa hug it." Xiang Yu thought, he's already so old, it's not appropriate for him to hug Grandpa. After going through an internal struggle that no one knew about, he extended his arm towards Xiang Yin. Xiang Yin was confused. Xiang Yu was confused. After a few seconds of silence, Xiang Yin asked, "What are you doing?" "I want to hug Xiao Naofu." Xiang Yu was dumbfounded. The esports guru retracted his hand awkwardly, wishing he could dig a hole and bury himself in it. Xiao Naofu's eyes lit up and it took lazy and adorable steps before jumping onto Xiang Yin's lap. It then lay down obediently with its chubby little face raised and said in a childish voice, "I'm so happy." Meow, meow, meow. With the cheat code that little white tiger gave it, it naturally could speak. However, it was afraid of scaring ordinary humans, so it meowed like a cat every day. It was like a dazzling and adorable light wave that hit Xiang Yin's heart. Xiang Yin rubbed the back of Xiao Naofu's neck, only to find that it felt incredibly good. Why is it so warm, adorable, and chubby? Xiang Feng climbed down the tree dejectedly and sneaked into the living room, only to see such a scene of Grandpa Xiang and Xiao Naofu. "Be good, Xiao Naofu, I'm Grandpa." "Meow, Xiao Naofu, do you want a toy? Grandpa will buy it for you. Grandpa has money." "Meow meow, Xiao Naofu, you're almost 6 months old, it's time for you to have a wife. Do you think Grandpa should buy you a wife or find you a child bride?" Meow meow meow. The little kitten snuggled up in Xiang Yin's arms and let him stroke her belly. She was so comfortable that she kept snoring. Xiang Feng was speechless. "Who's your biological son? Is my status in the family lower than Xiao Naofu's now?" It was fine if Xiang Feng didn't come in, but after he did, the contrast between him and Xiao Naofu instantly made everyone laugh. Oh, it's another day of laughter. Xiang Yi's grandfather, remove it. Xiang Yi's grandfather, Grandpa, let me hug you. Sure enough, no one can escape the law of fragrance. Doghead, help, Xiang Feng's thunderstruck expression is too funny. I think he wants to transmigrate into Xiao Naofu's body. Time to eat. When Xiang Yi's voice rang out, everyone in the living room began to clear the table and serve the dishes and chopsticks. The audience in front of the screen also spontaneously took out their own lunches. Dry rice man, dry rice soul, dry rice man spirit, dry rice man spirit. Even if it was the last episode, he still had to finish watching it. Finish watching it. Even if it was a home-cooked dish, Xiang Yi made it look, smell, and taste good. The color combination and the plate presentation were very appetizing. Xiang Qi took out his bowl as usual, But Xiang Yu was not to be outdone. He took out a bowl that was even bigger than his. At first glance, Xiang Li and Sanction appeared to be much more reserved. However, upon closer inspection, one of them carried a small pot while the other prepared a large basin. It was really hard to eat. The camera panned and landed in front of Xiang Yin and Madame Xiang, who were both carrying ordinary bowls and chopsticks. The netizens heaved a sigh of relief, but they heard Xiang Yin say, "Old woman, did you bring the takeout box? Remember to ask Bunny to make another serving for us to bring back later." The netizens were dumbfounded. Is this the legendary saying that the older the ginger, the spicier it is? Chapter 9:19. The live stream was immediately filled with laughter and chatter. Xiang Yi's grandfather, you're such a thumbs up. This family is so fun. They brought their own pots and pans. Xiang Yi's grandfather is the best. He even prepared takeout boxes. I'm so envious of Sister E. Did she reincarnate as a VIP? At this moment, the cameraman took a close-up shot of the dishes on the table. The scrambled eggs with tomatoes were bright in color, the stir-fried shrimps with cucumber were refreshing and appetizing, the pork rib soup with winter melon was rich in nutrients, and the rice grains were clearly steamed. There was little salt, oil, and spicy food on the table, which looked extremely nourishing. Some netizens complained, how can it be delicious when it's so bland? In the next second, Xiang Yi's grandfather picked up his chopsticks. It was as if an impassioned horn had been blown, and the battle had begun. Perhaps because Xiang Yi's grandparents were around, everyone seemed a little reserved while eating. However, everyone was relaxed and comfortable, and they seemed to be enjoying themselves too. It felt delicious. At the dining table, everyone would bicker from time to time and bully each other. The scene was harmonious and heartwarming. In the live stream, I'm sorry, I've slapped myself in the face. I've already finished 3 bowls of rice while watching the live stream. The feeling of having a meal together as a family is so wonderful. I'm tearing up. I miss home so much. Shui has really blended in so naturally. He seems to be more like his biological son than Xiang Yi. Madame Xiang even took the initiative to put food in his bowl. Even Xiang Yi's grandfather, who is such a proud person, told him to eat more. Just as the viewers of the live stream said, the Xiang family had truly accepted Shui. The interaction between him and Xiang Yi was filled with a lot of PDA. For example, Xiang Yi said, I can't eat rice anymore. Shui naturally took her bowl and began eating, giving the netizens a great shock. Shui, do you still remember that you used to have a serious obsession with cleanliness? For example, Xiang Yi said, I want to drink soup. Shui asked, you don't want pork ribs, you only want winter melon? More soup and less vegetables? Xiang Yi nodded. Shui scooped the soup into a bowl and placed it in front of Xiang Yi. It's a little hot, let it cool down before you drink it. And another example, Xiang Yi, I need to wipe my mouth. Shui first wiped the corners of the little girl's mouth gently and carefully, then took out a tissue and put it on the tip of Xiang Yi's nose. Use more strength. Not only did he wipe his mouth, but he also wiped his nose. In the live stream, countless viewers were jealous. I'm jealous, is this what being in love is like? The untimely couple fans smiled like an ant. Today's candy was as sweet as ever. Suddenly, Shui's phone vibrated. He looked down at it. It was a video call from his mother, Shu Xia. He calmly answered the call, not hiding from the camera. Hello, Madam Shu. Her tone was polite and distant. On the other end of the screen, Shu Xia, who was wearing home clothes, was clearly stunned. She said angrily, You're not even going to call me mom now? Do you still have any respect for me? Shui, yeah, the weather is nice today. Shu Xia became even angrier. However, no matter how she flared up and even attacked Shui personally, his reaction remained calm. On the contrary, the Xiang family couldn't stand it anymore. Madame Xiang said, Xia, a grandson-in-law is equivalent to half a grandson. From now on, Shui will be my grandson. If you don't dote on him, I will. Xiang Yin was even more ruthless. There are some things that should be said and some that shouldn't be said. If there's something that shouldn't be said, just keep it to yourself. Do you still need an old man like me to teach you such simple logic? Chapter 920. Thank you, we will live happily ever after. Xiangyi smiled. Do you have anything else to say? Xu Xia felt that she was being unreasonable. But why didn't they care if their family didn't wish them well? Although I don't think it's appropriate to talk about your elders like this. I think you're really contradictory. You don't treat Shi Sui as your son, but you ask Shi Sui to treat you as his mother. You don't respect Shi Sui at all, but you ask Shi Sui to respect you. Since you hate him so much, why do you still ask him to care about you? Xiangyi's words hit the nail on the head and hit Xu Xia right on the head. The color drained from her face in an instant, as if her deepest secret had been exposed. The netizens suddenly understood. No wonder, they felt that something was wrong with Xu Xia. So that was why. Sister Yi was right. Since she never treated Shi Sui as her son, why did she act like a mother now? Who was she trying to disgust? Whether you wish him well or not, I thank you. Thank you for giving Shi Sui life. Thank you for bringing him into this world, but please, stop torturing him. He has never done anything wrong. Xu Xia only found it funny. I'm torturing him? Then do you know how I feel every time I see his annoying face on TV or on my phone? Why does he keep appearing in front of me? I want him to disappear. Disappear forever. Not only were the Xiang family angry, but the netizens were also furious, especially Shi Sui's sister. Why did his biological mother treat him like this when he was as bright and unreachable as a star? Xu Xia still wanted to say something, but Xiangyi made a prompt decision and hung up on her, blacklisting her. After doing all this smoothly, Xiangyi looked at Shi Sui in embarrassment. Did I act on my own accord? After all, she's your mother. No, I should be the one thanking you, Xiangyi, for helping me do something that I couldn't make up my mind to do. Shi Sui rubbed her little head and said, I'm sorry to have affected everyone's mood. Madame Xiang pretended to be angry. What are you talking about? We're all family, so don't treat me like an outsider in the future. Xiang Yin's tone was fierce, but his words were heartwarming. The next time she contacts you, give me your phone. I'll stand up for you. Shi Sui's thin lips moved slightly and her long eyelashes drooped. He didn't know how to respond to this kind of pure concern from his family, because he had never gotten it. The Shi family was not close to each other. Out of courtesy, he had informed his grandparents about his engagement with Xiangyi, but they were unwilling to show up and only sent some gifts from the butler. As for Xu Xia, he didn't mention it at all, so he didn't know where she heard the news from. Buzz buzz, Xiangyi's phone vibrated. She checked it and was stunned. Shi Sui, Uncle Shi, sent me an email. It's a video. Shi Sui said, go ahead. I'm fine. Xiangyi pursed her lips and clicked play. The image shook and it took a few seconds for it to stabilize. What entered everyone's eyes was a thin and pale face, but it did not lose the elegance of a scholar. Hello, Tutu, I'm Uncle Shi. When Shi Yuan smiled, his eyes resembled Shi Sui even more. I'm rarely sober now, and maybe even less in the future. So, I'm afraid that if I don't say some things now, I won't have the chance to say them again. Chapter 921. In fact, Xiangyi didn't have much of an impression of Shi Yuan. She only vaguely remembered that every time she went to his house during the Lunar New Year, he would smile gently and give out candy to each child. He would also give her an extra set and remind her to keep it in her pocket. Shi Yuan cleared his throat, seemingly wanting to continue, but he stopped himself with a helpless expression. I'm really getting old. He sighed and continued, I'll just say whatever comes to mind then. Tutu, don't mind me. I heard that you and Shi Sui are getting engaged. I'm very happy really. Shi Sui, I've let him down. I didn't fulfill my responsibility as a father. I haven't been in a good mental state all these years. When he needed help the most, I couldn't support him. Instead, he has to take care of me in addition to his career at such a young age. Shi Yuan's narration was very gentle, and there was no trace of paranoia in his tone. I'm very worried that my failed marriage with his mother will affect his view of love. Fortunately, he met you. You're a good child. In the future, I'll leave him in your care. In addition, I have some antiques and artworks in my collection that have all been transferred to your name. Tutu, it's just a small token of my appreciation. Shi Yuan seemed to be a little apologetic. This is all that I can give you and him. The video came to an abrupt end. Xiangyi's eyelashes fluttered and she subconsciously looked at Shi Sui. Shi Sui was leaning back in his chair with a calm expression, but Xiangyi could sense that his emotions had fluctuated. Xiang Yin and Madame Xiang looked at each other and sighed. The match made in heaven back then had become an ill-fated relationship that had been entangled for many years. For a moment, they didn't know who was the one who had planted the karma. In the live stream, many people in the comments section were tearing up. I don't know why, but I just feel like crying. Humans are indeed complicated creatures. Daddy sure isn't a good husband, but I feel like he's still a good father. Maybe it would have been better if Daddy sure and Mommy sure hadn't met. There are indeed many things in this world that can't be judged by absolute black and white, right and wrong. However, there were also netizens who keenly caught the main point. Everyone, you may cry, but don't forget the key word that Daddy sure and Mommy sure mentioned, engagement. Have some knowledge, my friends. Netizens, huh? The netizens, wow. After the proposal, he immediately got engaged. What kind of godly speed was this? Sure, Indy and Sister E are getting engaged. F***CK, zoom in and look at the layout of the living room. There are details everywhere. Aha, can I get a membership? Hurry up and play the engagement ceremony. When will the wedding ceremony be arranged? Don't stop me, I want to charge money. The comments section was filled with screams, and the number of online viewers kept increasing. Ever since overseas netizens learned that Two Under One Roof was streamed live every day, the number of online viewers doubled. Especially when they found out that today was the last episode, the traffic exploded. Since the start of the live stream in the morning, the number of viewers had exceeded 50 million. And it was still growing, 60 million, 70 million, 80 million. All over the world, countless people were watching this live broadcast. Xiang Yin said, "We're all family, there's no need to stick to those complicated formalities. Let's just go through the simple process." Madame Xiang held Shi Sui's hand and said with an amiable smile, "Like I said, Shi Sui is my grandson. I'll represent your family, okay?" Chapter 9:22. Under everyone's gazes, Xiang Yin said, "We're all family, so there's no need to stick to those complicated formalities. Let's just go through the simple process. I'm here to hold today's engagement ceremony on behalf of Tutu's family." Madame Xiang held Shi Sui's hand and said with an amiable smile, "I just said that Shi Sui is my grandson, so I'll represent your family, okay?" Shi Sui was stunned for a moment, but she then said in a hoarse voice. Shi Sui's sister burst into tears when she saw this scene. Sob, old Mrs. Xiang is so nice. What a gentle grandma. I'm reminded of my grandmother in heaven too. Thank God for letting Shi Sui meet his luck after experiencing so many misfortunes. Xiang Yin said solemnly, "From today onwards, you two are fiancé-to-be. Marriage is not child's play, and your relationship needs to be managed by both of you. As your elders, we can only accompany you on this journey of life. In the future, the two of you will have to work hand in hand." Madame Xiang also said, "I've always felt that there's no such thing as love. When two people get together, they have to dote on and support each other. Some people have never met true love in their entire lives. The two of you are very lucky to have met each other and have chosen each other firmly. I hope that in the future, you can both remember the feelings you have for each other today. You want to be loyal, determined, and sincere to each other for the rest of your lives." Xiangyi's eyes reddened and she nodded vigorously. Shi Sui's gaze was deep and sincere. "Xiangyi, I'll only have you for the rest of my life. There would never be anyone else other than her again." Even the Demon King Sanction and the scheming King Xiang Li were slightly moved by such a touching scene. Xiang Qi and Xiang Yu were both easily moved to tears. Just as they were about to burst into tears, they heard sounds that ruined the atmosphere. The sounds could only be described as ghostly wails and unbearable to the ears. It could be said that a fierce man was shedding tears, and a brave warrior was crying bitterly. Xiang Feng's face was covered in tears, and he was completely immersed in the scene. He even leaned on Sangshan's shoulder, his tears and snot smeared all over. Sangshan was speechless. "Little uncle, do you want to die? It's such a touching scene, yet you still want to bully me." Xiang Feng complained. "Little Qinchin, can you be more humane?" Sangshan. He closed his eyes and suppressed the urge to beat his uncle up. It was a joyous occasion, so she had to make sure that it was auspicious. Xiang Yu, Xiang Qi, and Xiang Li presented the gifts they had prepared beforehand. They were all couple necklaces, couple outfits, and small ornaments. Even Xiang Chen pulled out a card from his pocket expressionlessly and pushed it in front of Shi Sui. He said awkwardly, "Don't worry. What Tutu has, you should have too." Shi Sui couldn't help laughing. "Then, thank you, big brother." Hearing the man's rippling tone, Sangshan's face darkened slightly. "So what if you've become my brother-in-law? You're still asking for a beating." At the same time, in the live broadcast room, viewers from all over the world were connected through the two links of the internet and the live broadcast. Countless people sent their blessings to him. He, untimely is real. Hey, Shi Sui and Yichan must be happy. May God bless your love forever. I've been waiting for this day for so long. Every day, it's like watching a sweet idol drama. I hope that Shi Sui and Sister Yi's idol drama will last forever. Shi Sui, Sister Yi, happy engagement. Chapter 923. At this moment, countless netizens were trying their best to convey their feelings. Since Shi Sui didn't receive their mother's blessing, they wanted to try their best to give her a blessing. It was as if that could make up for Shi Sui's regrets. Shi Sui and Xiang Yi interlocked their fingers and looked at each other with smiles. There was a question and answer on the internet that received a lot of likes. The question was, what would happen when you meet the person you like? Hundreds of thousands of netizens liked the answer. As soon as I see her, a smile will appear on my ugly face. The netizens thought that Shi Sui and Xiang Yi were probably the best expressions of love. The engagement ceremony has come to an end. Xiang Yin cleared his throat and said awkwardly, "Eldest grandson." Shi Sui answered in a warm voice, "Yes, grandpa." Xiang Yin humphed arrogantly and said, "If anyone dares to bully our tutu in the future, He paused and seemed to have aged a few years in an instant. His hand that was holding the walking stick trembled slightly. "Don't bully her. Our beloved bunny, how can we let her suffer? We agreed to let her be with you because we want her to be happy, not to let her experience the slightest bit of sadness." Shi Sui straightened her back and said in a sincere tone, "I will love her more than anything in this world, including his own life." Xiang Yin choked with sobs, but he deliberately turned his face away and pretended that nothing had happened. However, he was still very upset. In the end, he couldn't help but lean on Madame Xiang's shoulder and burst into tears. "My little bunny." Madame Xiang was a little helpless. She coaxed softly, "Be good, Tutu is just getting engaged to Xiang Yin. Don't cry, don't cry." Xiang Feng and the brothers of the Xiang family almost dropped their jaws in shock. Xiang Yin, who could scold 10 Xiang Fengs and beat 10 Xiang Fengs to tears with a single swing of his cane, was actually crying? Xiang Feng, a person's name, was occasionally used as a unit of measurement in the Xiang family. Usage: Sangshan's combat power is equivalent to 20 Xiang Fengs, Xiang Li's IQ can crush 30 Xiang Fengs, and so on. As soon as Xiang Yin cried, the audience in front of the screen also began to tear up. In order to lighten the atmosphere and celebrate the successful engagement of Shi Sui and Xiang Yi, Li Jinyu and the others played the bouquet. Colorful ribbons filled the sky. Congratulations! Shi Sui's sister Yi, forever and ever. Happy engagement. Get married soon. Ha! Some people in the live stream also started making jokes. Shi Sui belongs to Sister Yi. I unilaterally announce that lawyer Xiang is mine. Xiang Li, hubby, when are we getting married? The child is already 5 years old and can call him daddy. Only children make choices. As an adult, I have all the choices. I don't mind having 4 more husbands, dog head, dog head. Shi Sui is my husband and Sister Yi is my wife. Thank you, everyone, for coming to my husband and my wife's engagement ceremony. The netizens were already happy enough about the engagement of Shui and Xiangyi, but they didn't expect that there would be an even bigger surprise later, Li Jianyu announced. Because today is the last episode, our production team and Sister E have discussed it and decided that 10 netizens will be answering questions online today. Of course, you can also think of it as Shui's Sister E chatting with everyone. After you draw the number, there will be an audience member who will first check if your internet and devices are working properly. Next, we'll start drawing the number. The netizens were flabbergasted. Damn it. Little broken piece re-spy. Chapter 924. There were indeed live streamers who interacted with their fans through microphones, but who would have thought that they would want to interact with a celebrity? It was unimaginable. But today, it would all become a reality. On the screen, a lottery program was activated. Then, 10 lucky people won the lottery, and a special staff member contacted them to confirm. After a few minutes, Li Jianyu received the news and shouted through the loudspeaker, "Okay, the first audience member is ready." Xiangyi and Shui raised their heads in unison. The call was connected. A girl's scream spread throughout the live stream. "Aw, is it me? Is it really me? Shui, sister, can you guys hear me? I'm your untimely CP fan." In the live stream, "It's a girl who's a genius. Are you there? Remove the surveillance cameras in my house immediately." "Ha, although I didn't get picked, I'm more nervous than this girl." Xiangyi waved at the camera and said, "Hello." Shui also nodded slightly and said, "Hello." Hence, the screams in the live stream became even louder, as if they were calling out an army of thousands. Fortunately, the first audience member gradually calmed down. She cleared her throat and said embarrassedly, "I didn't expect to be picked for today's interaction. Actually, I don't have much to ask, I just wanted to give my blessings to Shui and Sister E. Get married soon and have 2 children in 3 years. We've already thought of a lot of baby names, you guys can take a look when you have time. Okay, I'll hang up now." Buzz. The first call ended very quickly. The live stream instantly exploded. "Sister, well done. She's so awesome, she's speaking the minds of so many people. Haha, CP fans are really worried sick. They haven't even gotten married yet, but they've already thought of names." The tip of Xiangyi's ears turned red, and Shui raised her hand to pinch it gently, only to have the girl's ears turn even redder. "Ahem. Thank you." This was the first time Xiangyi was embarrassed during a live broadcast. The Xiang brothers all looked at Shui in unison, as if they were going to have a group battle if Shui dared to say she was going to have a baby. Their family's tutu was still a child. Shui smiled and said, "Thank you for your blessings, but these things, let nature take its course. Whether it is marriage or children, I will listen to Sister E." In other words, if Xiangyi wanted to get married, she could get married, and if she wanted to have children, she could have children, and vice versa. Only then did the expressions of the Xiang brothers improve. Soon, the second audience member was successful. "Hello, Ingdi and Sister E. I'm an extra working at the film studio. I'm what everyone calls a walk-on." The second audience member was a little nervous. "I'd like to ask Ingdi, how do you hone your acting skills?" Shui crossed his arms and leaned back in his chair, relaxed and languid. "I don't think I've honed my acting skills much. I just watched a few movies and suddenly knew how to act." Audience? In the live stream, this? Although it's very Versailles, Ingdi is telling the truth. You guys can go watch his debut movie. His acting skills are amazing. I'm just kidding. I actually read some professional books and analyze movies. Shui was not stingy with sharing his experience. Although I've only watched a few movies, I've carefully watched each one dozens of times. For example, I must pay attention to the details. Chapter 925. Shui's voice was as gentle as jade, and she shared a lot of her insights on acting. There were even many things that the students couldn't learn even if they wanted to. For example, the handling of details, the sense of rhythm, empathy. In short, the netizens only had one thought after listening. Success was due to chance, but there was also a sense of inevitability in that chance. Who would be able to watch the same movie over and over again? Who would be able to read an acting book so many times that they would be able to memorize every single chapter? Sui's Grand Slam was due to her talent and hard work. The audience member was flattered and thanked him profusely. Thank you, Sui. I've taken good notes. I'll go back and think about it carefully. I'll strive to improve my acting skills and become an actor with solo scenes. Sui. Good luck. I'm looking forward to the day when I can act with you. This high EQ answer was praised by countless people. Boo-hoo, Sui is so gentle. To be honest, this answer will definitely encourage her. I'm so envious that she's being taught and encouraged by someone she admires. To be honest, there are many so-called acting masters in the industry who charge hundreds of thousands for a lesson. I heard that they often attack and humiliate students. In comparison, Sui is so kind. Immediately after, the third, fourth, eighth, and ninth audience members all chimed in one after another. Someone asked Xiangyi for the recipe, and Xiangyi naturally taught them everything she knew. She even promised to record a complete production video and post it on Weibo. This way, all the fans who wanted to try this dish would have a standard to refer to. The audience was overjoyed and finally shyly asked Sister Yi if she could make a heart sign with her. Xiangyi imitated Wan Qing's heart gesture. She put her hands behind her back, stretched out both hands, and made 2 hearts at the same time. Her smile was full of vitality and vitality. The netizens exclaimed, "This is the feeling of first love. Mom, it's not the wind that moves, it's my heart that moves." There were also people who asked Sui how to study science and even asked several high school math questions on the spot. Li Jianyu broke out in a cold sweat. Although Sui was the top scorer in science back then, after all, so many years had passed. Who could guarantee that she would still remember those trivial knowledge points? In any case, Li Jianyu might not even be able to solve an elementary school question. Sui's sister even mocked herself. "I'm sorry. If Sui can't solve it, please forgive him. After all, I, Sui, am uneducated, and uneducated." He didn't expect that Sui could solve every single one of them. She even remembered the formulas clearly. The audience was stunned. "Brother Sui, you're amazing. I think if you take the college entrance examination, you might even get the manner," Sui said lightly. "It's nothing. I just have a good memory." The netizens were in tears. "You call this a little better? More like 100 million points." With online interaction, the netizens' enthusiasm skyrocketed. Whether it was the number of online viewers or the number of real-time comments, they all broke records. 91 million. 92 million. 93 million. Almost every minute, the numbers were constantly jumping, making people's hearts surge with excitement. The last audience. Li Jianyu had just finished his announcement when the staff's voice suddenly came from his earpiece. He stopped the broadcast at the last minute. "Sorry, please wait a moment. We have an important announcement to make." Chapter 9:26. Everyone was puzzled, be it at the venue or in the live stream. What's going on? The camera panned to Li Jianyu's face, which was solemn and serious. Many viewers' hearts skipped a beat, for fear that something unexpected would happen. In the next second, Li Jianyu beamed with joy and began acting like a screaming chicken. "Ah, the number of online viewers of our little break has just reached, yes, just now. It's over 100 million. The staff at the venue froze for 2 seconds before bursting into cheers. "This day has finally come. It's over 100 million. Xiangyi and Sui also looked at each other and smiled. Everyone has been working hard all this time. Thank you, everyone, for accompanying us to this day. Every achievement is a precious gift to two under one roof." The girl's voice was like the sound of nature, and even the gods had to submit to her gentleness. The live stream viewers were appalled. "Sister E is so eloquent. Good girl, I won't read your books in the bookstore." Woo, now that Xiangyi said that, I suddenly feel a great sense of participation. Fellow live streamers, please learn from Sister E. Don't treat your fans like tools or ATMs every day. In fact, as long as you put your heart into it, your fans will definitely take the initiative to pay for it. In short, we can give it to you, but you can't take the initiative to ask for it. Major media outlets quickly reported the news that the number of viewers of Two Under One Roof had exceeded 100 million. Two Under One Roof, a small variety show, a big miracle. The livestream industry is reshuffled again, and content output is trending towards premium quality. The ceiling of domestic livestream variety shows, leading the new trend of the entertainment industry in the future. At the same time, Little Break was once again trending. Hashtag Little Break, hashtag the number of livestream viewers has exceeded 100 million. Hashtag the only one who can defeat me is myself. Hashtag more and more netizens poured into the livestream to watch the last livestream. After the celebration, Lee Jinyu was so excited that he wanted to go to heaven. However, he pretended to be calm on the surface and continued with the queue process. Staff, please connect the microphone to the last viewer. The call went through. A gentle and kind voice sounded. Tudu, it's your mother. Xiangyi was stunned on the spot. The faces of the Xiang brothers also changed. It would not be an exaggeration to say that the livestream. Mother? Sister Yi's mother? Didn't Sister Yi's parents pass away? Could Xiangyi be lying? Black chicken and Spanish fish, are you trying to use your parents' death to gain everyone's sympathy? The orphan in front, do you know that some people bring happiness wherever they go, and some people only bring happiness when they're gone? Smile? Damn you, Crawl. It's a joyous occasion, don't come out and disgust people. No, listen carefully, this voice doesn't sound very clear. It's like it's being recorded from some equipment. Xiangyi felt her mind go blank. In a trance, she remembered the last scene she saw of her parents. The car that had gone out of control, the pursuit from the front and back, and the bumpy ride from the spinning world, as well as her mother's warm, blood-stained hand that was blocking her eyes. Our Tutu is the most obedient. Close your eyes and don't look at anything, okay? Xiangyi's voice was hoarse from crying, but she obediently kept her eyes closed. She was also seriously injured and didn't even know when she lost consciousness. Even the voice of the microphone was switched to a cold and rigid mechanical voice. Hey, silly girl. Ahem, Miss Xiang, I was asked by someone to fulfill your wish. Chapter 927. Although the voice was disguised, Xiang Yi still recognized the identity in an instant. That chubby little white tiger? The mechanical voice continued. Ahem, am a hacker who happened to get a recording pen. After repairing it, I found that there was a recording in it. Today, I found out that the owner of the recording pen was your mother. So, I hacked the security wall of Xingchen TV today and came over to play it for you. At this moment, in the programming department of Xingchen TV, the programmers were overwhelmed and at a loss for what to do. What kind of virus is this? It actually caused all their computers to crash. Even the most powerful experts couldn't even crack the most basic code of the virus. It was like the dimensionality reduction mentioned in science fiction novels. The virus seemed to have come from an alien and was far beyond the current technology. At this moment, the content of the recording pen was played in the live stream. Tutu, it's mommy. Just by listening to the voice, one could imagine a gentle and intellectual face. Daddy is asleep. Maybe he has already gone to heaven. Mommy may be going too. Accompanied by Xiang Yi's mother's voice, the sound of blood dripping onto the ground was heart-wrenching. The sobbing of a woman lasted for several minutes. In the live stream, many people had already burst into tears when they heard this. Sangchen and the others also had complicated expressions. A moment later, Xiang Yi's mother adjusted her emotions and spoke in a brisk tone as if she was telling a story. Tutu, I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, tell your brothers, okay? Chen is the child that I don't have to worry about the most. I know that he always deliberately puts on a cold face, but he's actually very soft inside. When Tutu was sick when she was a child, he would cry secretly every time his heart ached for her. Lily is very smart and has an extraordinary IQ. I'm so proud of him. However, I found that he's quite scheming. He'll trick you and Feng into giving him Tafiacito. I really can't do anything about him. Shoo, this is a secret. Chi-Chi is mommy's sweetheart. I really like the dress he designed for Mommy so much that I wish I could wear it 24/7 every day. I often think of the image of him braiding your hair. Yu is usually a man of few words. He is very stubborn and has his own ideas. I believe that when he grows up, he will firmly choose the things he likes and work hard for them. Well, he likes furry things very much. If he's too embarrassed to buy it, then please ask our tutu to give it to him, okay? Xiang Yi's mother sounded like she was about to cry. Chen and Lily can already take care of themselves. Chi and Yu have been carefree since they were young. The one I'm most worried about is our tutu. Our little rabbit is so obedient, so fond of crying, so timid. She is a child who is even afraid of thunder and firecrackers. What should we do? Daddy and Mommy won't be able to accompany Tutu anymore. Mommy really feels sorry for our tutu. In reality, Xiang Yu lowered his cap, and when the camera swept past, the young esports god's eyes were red. Xiang Qi sniffled, but in the end he couldn't hold back his tears. However, he quickly wiped them away with his hand. Xiang Li pursed his thin lips and remained silent for a moment. He then took off his glasses, lowered his long eyelashes, and closed his eyes. Sanction was as expressionless as ever, but his trembling hands, which were hanging by the side of his pants, revealed his emotions. Chapter 9:28. Xiangyi had been very calm throughout, or rather, she forced herself to be calm. When she woke up after the car accident back then, she heard from the doctor that her father had already lost his vital signs when she fainted. However, her mother's time of death was later than her father's. Hence, the doctor speculated that Xiang Yi's mother was still alive when she fainted. Xiang Yi resented herself countless times for not being stronger and more clear-headed. That way, she could at least say goodbye to her mother. She didn't seem to have told anyone about this matter before. How did little white tiger know about it? Tutu, you can cry, he said in a low and gentle voice as he pressed her head into his warm embrace. Xiang Yi initially thought that she could control her emotions well, but to her surprise, she burst into tears while in Shi Sui's arms. The girl's hot tears fell onto Shi Sui's lapel. She was crying silently, and only her slender shoulders kept shaking. Shi Sui gently patted her back and coaxed her softly. In the live stream, I can't take it anymore. I held back when Xiang Yi's mother cried, but when Sister Yi cried, I started crying too. Oh my God, Tutu's mother is so gentle. If only Mrs. Tutu was still alive, she would definitely dote on Tutu. Sob, sob, sob. Are those Auntie's last words? Was Sister E by her side at that time? How sad must Sister E be then? The audience's hearts wrenched up. In the beginning, the netizens were criticizing Xiang Yi, but now, they were all feeling heartache for her. The pop-up comments were all comforting Xiang Yi, but some were also curious about who the hacker was. On the top of a mountain, little white tiger looked at the screens, in the air and sobbed while watching. Damn it, I hate watching such plots the most. However, it would occasionally feel a little emotional about the joys and sorrows of others. However, for some reason, whenever Xiang Yi cried, it would feel extremely upset, as if its heart was about to break. The little white tiger angrily took out a carrot and took a few bites before it felt better. Yes, that hateful rabbit spirit was right. When one was sad, eating carrots would make them happy. It turned off a screen that showed the scene before Xiang Yi's mother's death. I've completed my promise to Lord Shi Sui. This stupid woman is just a little better looking, a little gentler, a little better at cooking, and a little more skilled. There's nothing good about her. She's a far cry from the rabbit spirit. The rabbit spirit is a great beauty. The little white tiger suddenly paused. It suddenly realized that it only had the rabbit spirit's memories in its mind.